guys, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here from the episode of Void. It is the penultimate episode. What does that mean for you? You get to cry today. And you get to hear whatever Paul's shouting because he has no idea that we're live now. Hey, Paul, we're live.
And he also did turn his mic on mute.
Perfect. 10 out of 10.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Only a
Wait,
smidge.
really?
Yeah.
No, only a smidge of. They're
No,
exaggerating.
you're like, my butt!
You're like, oh no.
All right.
I heard that big fart you let
I
rip,
love
Paul.
everyone so
Okay,
much.
well, I thought I muted. Damn it. All right. Well, now you know.
We are here for the penultimate episode. That means we have this episode and we have one more next week, and then we are done forever with Coriolis because there's no season 3. That being said,
I hate you.
If you guys like what we do here, you want to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on the Patreon link down below or subscribing here on Twitch. We're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of June, which I think you guys just helped us get to. Did you guys already fill the... Oh, I got a...
Yeah, they already did. They didn't fucking...
I don't think they did. I think I just got to reset it from last week.
did you-
I just had a panic attack.
Fucking...
If you guys want to be a part of the conversation,
Can't
join us
forget that.
over in our Discord. And last but not least, we'd like to thank our show producer, The Awkward Company, which is a media company focused on elevating content creators and assisting in their production value and growth.
welcome.
So big shout out to The Awkward Company LLC and Paul, who owns it.
Own it, buddy.
Stupid
Own
jerk.
it. I love it.
Exclamation
Space
point,
Bucks.
awkward. Daddy's, yeah, if you guys want to just tweet out of context at Paul, please tweet hashtag #DaddySpaceBucks. Don't, no reason why. It's Bucks, B-U-X, by the way. That being said...
2 X's. 2 X's.
Perfect. That being said, I'm going to turn things over
3
to
if you wanna
Dot.
get saucy.
My sponsorship.
Well, 3 if you want to get sponsored, yeah.
That's a different kind of sponsorship.
I am going to turn things over to Dot, who is currently half full of chicken, so she can destroy our emotions. Dot?
Oh, I did have chicken for
I
dinner.
know.
I don't know that I'm half full of it, but I'm
Smells
half
like
full
mashed
of a lot of
Your
others.
dinner,
still.
your dinner plate looks so good, though.
Like hot air. It's true. I'll get to it soon, maybe when this is done. Okay, so well, we should probably recap. You know what? I should also probably turn my mic so that it's better for all of you. I'm a little scattered. Everybody at home. Here we go. Look at that. Does that sound better?
Oh my, yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. I've got Joey approval, so now we can actually get going. Last week, we spent a little bit of an extended episode in kind of two-person scenes, really, as the team took a bit of a rest on a kind of soggy, barely dry piece of a building that has not sunken entirely below the swamp. And here they were able to tend their wounds as best they could, Tamir specifically. We had a very heartfelt moment between our two brothers where, for the first time in 2 seasons, they stopped worrying about protecting each other, and they answered for their own faults to each other. And I think that was a big moment for them. But while they broed it up, Sul and Tal took it upon themselves to begin making a little bit of a plan. They were going to need to cross this swampy, sunken city, and ideally stealth was important. But in their planning, Sul spotted 2 figures, thanks to a corruption bar, that were running across this swampy, sunken city. And didn't give a whole lot of information other than exactly where they were headed and how to get there. So when the crew was all done and they had talked it out, they went over to the palace, this sunken palace. Here, Tal and Tamir had a premonition. They saw through Jalisa's eyes out over the back side, found the medical facility, at least in sight. And, oh, right. Sul took a little, another little stealthy mission into the palace, maybe to scout ahead, and found very little other than darkness, both literally and literally. And it was Tamir's use of his glasses that showed a very large horde of shadowy type figures that seem to be living in the bowels of this sunken palace that they are going to have to pass through to get to the other side to the medical facility. And we pick up with Tal and Tamir. Sewell knows what's up now, so I suspect the rest of the party is probably preparing for a journey through and ideally back. But you both just shared in a rather intense vision, and Tamir has an eyeful of the grumbling belly of this palace in front of him.
I'm gonna need to go to Jalisa.
I know. We know where she is now.
Yeah. Won't be guessing at doors. That's a good thing. We also know Kasha's probably somewhere to the right. So we'll want to go that way.
We can take a moment to map out a little bit of what we saw. Give it to the others in case they're separated.
It's a good idea. Mark the doors with what we know that's in there, at least.
Mm.
All right.
Tal, before... Fuck, you know what, Mike? Go the fuck away. Goodbye. You're gone. You're out of here. You're
Hiding
fucking
him
out of
again.
here.
All right.
Fucking shit. What happened back there? What I did to you, it was wrong. And whatever is left in my soul, I am truly sorry for the harm I've caused you. And in Algol, my people believe that forgiveness is not to be asked for by the one who causes harm, and instead it is a mitzvah, a gift that only you can give if you ever choose to. And if the hurt I caused you cannot be forgiven by earthly means, then it is my responsibility to atone with the judge. I have done unforgivable things in the past 24 hours alone. There is so much darkness here, and it has left me blind to the only light that truly matters. I love you, Taltuma, and I'm so sorry.
As you go on, Tal's expression starts out kind of disbelieving and mistrusting, like, okay, here we go again. But as you continue talking, her expression softens, and being this close to her and intent on her face, for the first time you realize her right eye is actually kind of translucent, mechanical maybe. But before you actually have like it fully registers and you finish talking, she just wraps her hands behind his neck and pulls him down to kiss him. If he will bend down to allow it.
He will bend down and allow it. Probably wrap his arms around her.
And after, I'm sure, a few moments, she pulls away and says, Tamir al-Assad, you better be coming back home to that ship. You better come home to me.
Tamir. The darkness meme, the sickness that has been plaguing you, that purpose to live, or lack thereof, is not lacking anymore. You no longer suffer from this meme.
Great, you get to be scared now.
You're great.
Exactly. Your gut drops out, not just because Tao kissed you, but because you realize that you have to come back. And that was not your plan.
We'll make it through this, Tao. Together, okay?
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll protect you.
You always do.
You guys are
And
gross.
then I let go and start walking over to the rest of the group.
Where am I at this again?
Suspect that you've taken the Roomba, remember, that came like hockey puck sliding down to your feet,
Yeah.
and maybe trying to fix your drone.
Do
So
I
I imagine you
observe
like
any
pulled
of
off to the
this?
side, but they're out in the open.
Okay.
You could, if you wanted, make an observation. I suspect you're probably busy. Like you're not all eyes on them. I think Lumar is probably the only one that's staring.
No, if there's no real reason, I'm not gonna like.
course
There's no
she is.
point.
I
I
don't-
mean, like,
Fucking voyeur.
What is your?
They did not make. I don't think they made any like
No, it wasn't like
attempt
a.
at hiding.
Yeah, it
No.
wasn't really a big thing. So I would
No,
think because
the world was shut out for sure.
Sewell is an observative gent. That's your job. At least in the infiltration world, you need to be hyper aware. You probably know out of your peripheral vision that that they just lip locked. And if nothing else, you might have been able to pick up on parts of their whispered conversation.
as I'm repairing my Roomba, Soul just kind of like, huh. And I just go back to repairing my Roomba. I mean, my drone. Damn it.
Still call it a Roomba every time. I
Well,
just
actually, no,
start
That's just what it
giggling.
Here's
looks
the
like.
deal.
It's a floating
His
Roomba.
name, I can't call him Gizmo anymore because I etched that name out. So
That's true.
on the side, it now says Roomba.
I'm just saying. Okay. Lumara, on the other hand, is not hiding the fact that she has been watching intently. She's probably just staring, like big old wide-eyed. If she's the anime girl, it's like right now. So, like big eyes and total like derp. So she is. Mike knows exactly what I'm talking about. That's why he looks like that right now.
You
It was,
And she's
it
just
was
like-
that, and you going beep.
You can clip that.
Oh,
So it's gonna be a GIF.
Yeah, and
It's gonna be an alert.
Please.
Oh, a new follower. Beep.
Thanks.
What you need to do is you need to cut the audio exactly as she says beep. So every time someone follows, it just goes beep. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we'll work on that another day. That being said, Lumara is in full on anime girl, like just watching with just the biggest doe eyes. This hopeless romantic just witnessed unrequited love become whole. It just, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
So-
remember where I was.
Yeah, I'm looking for Malik.
The last thing I remember is they went into their mind meld, their Vulcan mind meld, and then I told Sul to go away, and then I had a moment with Lamara, and then Sul's ship crashed.
Yeah,
so
I came back.
So I think I'm just standing with Lamara. I guess I would have seen this too. Which,
I'm gonna walk up next to Lumara and Malik. I guess all three of us are now staring.
yeah, I think Malik is just standing there with like a head cocked to the side, which is like the opposite of Lamara's face.
GM, I would like to prepare an action. The moment both of them look at our direction, I would like to do something.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
I was about to say, they get up and they turn around, we'll say.
Yeah.
I start clapping.
and,
Have at it.
So we got. Wait, you're clapping?
I just like.
Kabir's face is just beat red.
I look and I
Yeah.
lean over to Malik. This is the proper action, correct?
Yeah, you
Can
nailed
you
it.
please stop, Stool? Please.
You lied to me.
No, that's the right one.
We have a layout. I walk over, pick that good point in the ground and start, I pull out a knife and start drawing in the sand the layout of the inside. I mark the door that Kasha looked through, and I said, there's a patient in here with a couple doctors. I point to the one that I saw Jalisa go in, and I say, this is where Jalisa is. I need to go to that room. And then I say, Kasha went this way before we lost her.
I don't think Malik is paying attention at all. He is just arms crossed and just has a big shit-eating grin as he's just looking at Tamir.
I imagine Lumara's burrowing eyes in Malik as well.
I'm paying attention. I'm paying
Romance
attention
is
to
in the air when the going gets tough.
I don't even think he
Tough
notices.
going.
I don't think he notices Lamara. He's too fixated
I'd imagine
on
not.
like that that kind of like knowing look.
Which is just like sheepishly looked away, like, oh, a map,
Oh.
great. So,
Yeah, everybody focus on something else.
That's
Okay,
exactly what Tal was doing.
So what is
we
our
need to-
plan here?
Well,
we-
I think, didn't you just go somewhere?
I did. And I explained that there are
Yeah.
creepy things there.
Yeah.
However, there is across the creepy things, the door that that person saw through the balcony area leads there. I don't know what's past that, but the door is
Yeah.
there. But you gotta walk through the creepy hallway, circular shadow figure things. And I don't know if you guys want to do that or not, but
Tamir, you know what's down there. You've seen it. And you remember you also deduced that whatever goo was on the drone that came back like injured or broken was bionic biologically connected to them in some way, as if maybe it's like a spider in its web. They're interconnected. You touch it, they're aware.
I think Lamara told us that.
Yes, she did, but she told all of you that. So it is general
Right.
knowledge. It is
And we
general
kind of
knowledge.
recognized it also from the ship.
It's the
so it's like-
same.
is it kind of like a
Yes.
spider web?
No, it's more like a black moldy.
Well, I meant like the functionality of it. Like if I
Yes.
touch one, it like ricochets all
It
over.
it connects to all the other. Like you now
Okay.
probably you actually realize seeing it on this thing that there's actually this black stuff everywhere. It's
Oh.
in small crevices here or there, and Sewell, you might have been able to tell that it was probably all over the place on the inside of when you went inside to scout the temple.
So, I mean, that thing's pretty much, I don't know, but it might be, there's a lot of it in the area. So I don't know what the objective is here. We can go through that way. There is another tunnel that leads somewhere. It seems to go lower. Or we can go through, the other option, which is the big scaffolding thingy.
We should probably go the way you've already scouted out because you know the layout of it. If we already know that there's...
I don't
well,
know the layout of it. I just know that there's scary things there.
You have what you think is general knowledge of how to get from one access point of like outdoor light to the next access point of outdoor light. Because like you went through and remember you saw the room with these like
Yeah.
strange
But I didn't get a
statuette
good look
figures.
of the inside of it though, did I? Because I don't think I was able to.
You did not get farther than that room, but on the far side of that room, it went into another space that seemed to be bringing in daylight, possibly.
Okay, gotcha.
So there is more that possibly is leading out to the opposite side of what's left of this ziggurat.
I mean, yeah, I guess we can go that way. We just gotta stay close, watch our steps. Again, I'm not too sure what contact with that stuff will do. So,
Hey.
Well, I mean, that stuff seems to be everywhere, so...
Hey, Dot, is it reasonable that there would be a stick nearby?
Mike, have you ever been to a swamp?
No, Dot, I live in the Northeast.
Of course there are fucking sticks in the swamp.
Well, then.
It's why it's called the sticks.
Well,
got me
okay.
there.
It's why it's called the stick. Of course there's a stick. Yes.
Rude ass Dot.
Find yourself a stick, sir.
So I, as they're talking about like touching the goo, I pick up a stick and I'm going to poke at it on the room.
What are you doing? What did you not just hear what she said?
I'll be honest.
If I can't touch it, you can't touch it, Malik.
I didn't. I wasn't listening. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't make me do this car around, boys. I do need Tamir, do you still have your glasses to that setting or did you put them back?
Ooh, when were the? Oh god, now I don't remember the
That was
events.
before your talk with Tao.
Yeah, it was the last thing you saw. That was the last thing we ended on last week. Was you seeing all of them?
Then they're probably still on.
The moment
Otherwise
Malik
take them off.
touches this thing, the horde down below becomes they're in unrest. They it's like something stirs them up a little bit.
Malik, stop now.
Does it move at all?
It moves like a moldy jello.
But it's not like it doesn't like.
No, it's not like
out.
reaching for you. It's more of it's like what they might leave behind. It's like a viscous mucus.
Malik,
What?
touch it again.
Okay.
Quickly.
And he does.
And like Tamir's watching the area. The same reaction.
When what?
I touch it again.
He touches it again.
Yeah, you see them. It's like because all you're really seeing is like the silhouette of them because you're seeing through the foundation and water, and they're not coming out. They're not coming out with a lot of detail. It's just the silhouette of them. And every time he pokes it, it's like they rise up. It's like somebody tips a glass of water and they begin like jumping on each other and trying to like reach for the ceiling as if there's an exit. It upsets them.
Is Tamir looking at the ground?
Yeah, what direction is he? Is he looking at the
Probably.
direction that we're
He would
supposed
have
to
to
be
be-
going?
Yeah.
He would have to be looking at the ziggurat and at least somewhat towards the ground because this is under the bottom of it.
I tilt my head towards Tamir, and I'm just gonna be like, "Do you see something?"
Yes, that's what these glasses do.
What do you see?
I don't know. But it is dark.
Is it concerning?
Deeply so, yes.
What is it doing? Is it doing anything?
Every time that Malik has touched us, whatever is there, responds.
Okay,
Not-
well
not
maybe we should
positively.
probably not touch it because
Actually,
we gotta pass that way.
Actually, I have an idea. Keep looking at the invisible monsters. And he takes the stick that he has and throws it into the water. Does anything happen? Dot, you're muted.
Okay,
the
good. Then you didn't hear Then you didn't hear my initial reaction. Mike, is that what you choose to really do?
Water,
Please.
you fucking fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody want to make an opposing roll? Because I do feel like I should give you the chance.
Oh, you've got fast reflexes.
What did he do? I'm sorry.
I threw the
He
stick in
threw
the
a
water.
stick in the water.
I'll try to catch it.
I also would like to try to catch the stick.
Okay, I'm only gonna, to make it a fair fight, I'm only gonna allow one of you to do it. Mike,
Shit.
you
Yes.
have to roll, I would guess this is some kind of force. I would also just take the agility piece of it to like land it in the water. It's not really a test for you, but I need to have a number to go against
Cool.
them.
I will give you agility.
What am I doing?
You're gonna to make a dexterity check, Sewell, to catch the stick.
I failed.
1.
Great. He goes to throw it, and Sewell, not actually very close to me, like reaches out and catches it moments before it would have plunked into the water.
What the hell?
Why would you do that?
What makes you think, after he just said that there is something upsetting, throwing this into an unknown body of water, which, by the way, we saw hands crawling out of,
Yeah, that's
would be
why.
But those weren't
beneficial.
hands; those were worms.
worms coming out of, would be
Wait,
beneficial.
is that Dot saying that or Lamara saying that?
Lumara.
Okay, because that was.
Whatever. Okay.
goes-
Things coming out.
We
He
don't
goes-
know who. We
he
don't
goes-
actually know when she's.
Yeah, no,
one or the other.
that's why, Sewell.
Yeah, no, we don't touch the water.
No,
That's
no,
the
no,
only
no. Listen,
Were you
no,
about
no.
to throw the
No.
stick in the water?
Yeah, look. When the animal jumped in
That
the
is the
water.
dumbest thing.
Listen.
No,
When the animal jumped in the water, things reached up to grab it.
Correct.
So if the same thing that you're seeing reacts the same way when a stick is in the water, then the water is also connected to this, and that thing might grab you down there.
That thing might have just grabbed all of us and come up. Like, why would you do that?
Because I was trying to figure it out.
yeah, no,
That's
we
not
do
how you-
not poke the things, especially if we have to move past them.
I mean, we've literally always poked the things.
Okay, new rule, don't poke the things.
I,
I start walking in the direction that we're supposed to be heading. I am done with this conversation.
I know she said not to poke the thing, but Tamir would like to grab like a vial from the portable lab.
What is with you two?
Okay.
You guys get to fuck up a bunch of undead. It's
And-
space. I
Okay,
can't
you
throw
want
a
to try
stick.
to capture some?
Mm-hmm.
That's easy enough. Easy enough. It doesn't seem to harm you. It's not acidic or harmful in any way. It doesn't even seem, it is definitely organic, but it doesn't
Mhm.
seem to be like a fungus. It's not a bacteria.
Sure.
It's not trying to eat away at you.
Great.
It's just sticky and icky.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Tamir's
don't
going
poke
to...
it, bottle it.
Yep. Just gonna keep that on his person for now.
Okie dokie.
Okay, we'll lead the way.
Is every-
Malik, I can't believe you were gonna go.
Well, I need to know if it was gonna jump up. Maybe it only attacks
I
people.
said it. No, I said it was going to jump up.
Yeah, but maybe it only attacks the creature and it doesn't attack sticks.
Hey, you two.
What?
We're literally in an unknown area, surrounded by things that could kill us. Driving here on a boat almost kill us. Stop fucking touching things. And then I want to start walking.
Didn't
towards
you
town.
climb into ziggurat and almost fall in?
Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Shut up. And then I continue walking.
Great at falling.
So
Not very
Sewell
good
has
training.
dropped a rope down from what a little bit of entrance is left that comes down this very slippery, moss covered plane, and so that you can use basically a rope to belay yourself up to the top.
Okay, you want to show us how not to fall?
I give Malik a glare. And then I start climbing.
I'm not trained at not falling.
Okay. I need
If I fall, I'm going to quit. I'm just letting you know
Is-
right now.
I will take either. You can do this strength based or you can do this agility based. I
Don't
believe that
forget,
they are
you have a +2 because of the rope.
Oh, okay,
correct.
cool. I'll just do. Oh, I did a +2 on. I just realized I did the +2 on the agility save. I mean, the dexterity save with the stick. And the last 2 was the 6. So I don't know if that counts. Either
well, we
way,
can't retroactive it
Yeah, my bad.
activate it
All right.
now.
I'm going to do
Look, if
force.
you want me to sacrifice this damn stick, I'll make a whole fucking scene of it.
No, we're good. I'm just gonna roll
Bro,
my
I feel
force.
like
here.
you-
I'm
We
giving
must
you the-
sacrifice a stick.
Okay, I got a
That
limited skill
comes
set.
to
I
me.
got a
Okay.
limited
Pat
skill
for
set.
stick, please.
Alright, I'm gonna
It
remove the
starts
2 then.
out pretty good. Sewell looks professional, grabs the rope, but about halfway up, you can see that there's a little bit of struggle. If Sewell is struggling, there's a possibility you all might as well. It is a very difficult climb.
I'll just go.
You're
I'm
next.
just gonna go.
Roll it up. Pick one. Strength or agility.
Agility.
Can I help in any way?
So I'm gonna get.
You gotta get yourself to the top.
Oh, I'm still working. Okay.
Once he gets up there, yes, you can give him a hand or like have one out.
I need to get my note.
Okay, same thing. You find the same kind of slippery patch, exactly where Sewell's feet left these like skid marks, where he ran in place for a minute.
Malik just looks back down. He says, "Don't step in the skid marks."
When you look back, Lumara is not waiting in line to climb the rope. She's a few feet back and seems to be in some kind of. She stands there in this kind of limpless way, staring up at, like, not even up at the ziggurat, through it. She stares through it. And her mouth kind of lays agape as she just looks like she is listening to something intently. She's completely unaware that all of you have started your climb. But, yeah.
Tal is aware of this. I kind of look at Lamara. Hey, are you okay?
That song.
Song?
You don't hear it?
No, but you said that you heard a song before.
It's so beautiful and sad. I'm sorry.
What?
You must think I'm nuts. Right,
No,
climbing.
no.
I can climb.
Lamara. I grab her on the shoulders and I look her dead in the eye. I say, Lamara, you are not nuts. You can sense things that we can't. And if you're saying you hear a song and it's beautiful and sad, I completely believe you.
I don't know who's singing it though, but it's coming from over there. And she she points towards the ziggurat, but you know that she's pointing through it.
Well, if you hear it getting louder, then just let me know and we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But try not to let it distract you.
Right. No distraction.
We have to get through. And hey, we could find out when we get to where we're going what that song is.
Yep. She wants you. You know what? Roll an empathy.
Nope.
She goes, of course. You're right. We'll definitely find out where it's coming from. And she doesn't even stop as she walks right past you up to the rope or the line. Who's next? You do have to have a success. One success. Oh, she's up. Mike, roll.
Yeah, go
roll
on, Lumara. I'll go last.
She did not succeed.
Lumara does not succeed and comes sliding down the ramp.
I'll do my best to catch her.
To your feet. She's dirty now. She's dirty. And there's like a little skid mark of Lumara. She wears a white lab coat, which is all wrong for this. But what can you do? And she goes, oops.
It's okay. That looks really slippery. Want to try again?
You first?
I was gonna go last just to make sure everybody made it.
You first. She looks at Tamir.
Tamir.
I think Tamir's gonna look at this.
You got
this.
There's a rope. And it's slippery. Be careful. Like you don't already know that.
Thank you, Lumara. What was this? Just Dex?
You could choose agility or strength, whichever is better.
And you have
for
a +2 because of the type of rope.
Yeah. I got one more with strength. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Pew!
So you see Tamir, same thing. That slippery spot it's a doozy. But Tamir uses upper body strength to pull himself instead of dexterity. That tight little suit you wear is getting a workout. And yeah.
Sound effects dot is my favorite dot.
I don't mind. It's not the storytelling, just the Foley work. That's what I'm here for. Mouth Foley. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I love you, Dot, so much. Love everything about you.
Listen, I do it too. I make like chair creak noises and door noises. So like to see
everything
you go,
makes noise. Let me tell you. You know what? Here's a
It does.
learning moment with Dot. As a GM, you should apply storytelling to all of the senses: sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. This has been a PSA with Dot.
And if you're lucky, heart.
Yes, we actually left him behind this time.
With his monkey.
This is called Void, Mike. Where were we before Mouth Foley? What Mouth
We got
Foley?
lots of heart here, okay?
Tamir climbed.
It's even on the map.
Oh yeah,
It's-
Tamir climbed.
It's Lumara. Try again. I'm here to make sure you don't fall and
Hey.
hurt yourself.
We could throw another rope down and pull
She
you
did-
up.
She did it. She did it. She's very proud of herself. She definitely looks a little flustered to have to do so much physical work, but she is appreciative of what I'm hoping is Malik's hand that helps her up at the top.
Of course it is.
Yes, she probably is like,
Of
oh,
course it is.
as he pulls her up, she makes a thing of it. Tao, you're not. Same thing. It's a tough climb, but you are more nimble on your feet, and do exactly what everybody's been telling you to do, which is avoid the slick spots, which is where everybody's already worn it down.
Yeah.
And all of you now stand at the top of the ziggurat. It's one of the highest points left, actually, here. And if you look out back the direction you came, you can see the rest of this sunken temple from the opposite direction, and the monolith. Samir, who saw, it was Tamir, wasn't it, that saw the image from the, we're getting close. We're getting real close to that point, the one that you had the vision about, from the perspective up looking at the monolith in the distance. Wasn't that you, Tamir?
Yeah, that was the two of us were in the Eyes of Sholi.
Oh,
And
yes.
and you saw out to the
right,
monolith.
because I wanted to
pinpoint it.
triangulate.
You're getting close to your triangulation.
Okay.
Tal and I would say then, because you guys shared it, so Tal and Tamir see it. You might even look at each other with that knowledge of like that feeling of deja vu. Right? That's what it feels. You're like, we're getting close. Like that it's happening. And it's a little unsettling. And the opening behind you is very dark and pretty damp, having rotted away in the swamp.
Well, I draw one of my guns and I say, are we going in or are we just going to stand here admiring the view? So,
Okay, yeah. I ready my rifle.
Soul's going in first.
I am indeed. We're at the top part though, so I have to go down the stairs and curve around, right?
Yes. So you basically walk in and you all see what you actually walk into seems to be, it's at the top of this palace, or possibly the temple of this palace, which means you're in either some kind of sacrificial chamber or of old. There's like a slab that's been partially degraded. There is no other opening as you walk in except for a stairwell, as Soul points out, that goes down.
I mean, I'm gonna start making my way towards that stairwell because that's where we wanted to go.
Okay. Can I just get a marching order?
I was just gonna ask, what are we doing?
I will be first.
Cool, that makes sense.
I will be second. I feel like it's just the order we climbed in.
Great, perfect. Love it. Tal in the back. Tamir and Lumar sandwiched. Okay. Next question. Sewell, do you have any kind of special abilities regarding like your senses?
I did not.
Okay.
I was going
heightened
to pick
senses.
one,
Does
but
anybody have anything like that I need to be aware of? Like you can't be snuck up on or anything like that?
No. However,
Okay.
is it dark?
It is dark.
Okay.
It is very dark.
I think the
At
only
least,
thing I have
well,
is,
I say that this room is kind of lit. Once you go down the stairwell, it starts to get dark.
Dot, I'm sending you a message of an ability in chat.
Cool.
also, Dot, I have a proximity sensor, and I have my drone.
Great. No, you don't.
Oh
You
my
didn't roll
drone?
to fix that drone. We can
Oh, I did.
retroactively roll to fix it if you want to, but it is in bad shape.
Oh, then forget it.
But your proximity sensor it's just on you. It's like on your wrist. I don't know why I imagine it looks like a Pip-Boy.
Oh, yeah.
But it
'cause
does.
that's what all sci-fi has. The little pad.
Yeah, it's like
But-
an arm wrist thing. It's like somewhere between. Yeah, it's kind of like
He's-
Pip-Boy.
He's got that combo sensor with the drone view on the side
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's like a whole arm piece.
Okay.
It's all integrated. It's great.
As soon as Malik sees how dark it is in there,
Mm-hmm.
he just kind of stops and says, "Does anyone have a flashlight?"
Actually, I've got you one better. And I reach up behind my ear and I press a button, and then suddenly my right eye turns red and fills the chamber with red light.
Like a beam of light, like a
Whoa.
lighthouse out of Tal's eye shoots this red light.
Always
Because
wanted
Tal
to
is at the
use that.
back, it lights all of you against the wall. Your shadows grow big and the space fills with kind of a red dim light, and it grows in intensity as you go into the darker areas.
As soon as the beam comes out of Tal's face, Malik turns back to Tamir and goes, "You're both robots." and then starts walking down the stairs.
Sewell's gonna mutter, I want one of those.
Okay. Well, as Sewell takes the lead and begins eking down these stairs, you get to the same place, this kind of landing that looks into a very dark room, rather large in size, a gathering hall of some kind, if this was a palace or a temple, big, high ceilings. But
have my
all
night-
of you,
Oh, no, sorry. There you go.
No. It stands empty.
It doesn't have the
Sewell-
figures as I saw before. Curious.
They are gone.
Well, I have my night scope, so I'm going to use it before I enter the hall, or like before I even get like close to the entrance of the hall. Just kind of use it to peer around
You
to see what
peer
it is.
in. What you actually see is that it's not that all of these figures are gone. It's about half of them are gone, and the ones that remain are kind of deep in the corners and the shadows. About half of them.
I lean back to let the rest of the group know. Those figures that I mentioned, it seems some of them aren't here anymore.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, they're not here anymore.
What does that mean? Does that mean you were wrong, you didn't see them, or like?
No, I definitely saw them. It's just they're not here anymore.
Well, everybody keep an eye out for where they might have gone.
There's a few in the corner of the room, though. I can't get a good look at what exactly they are.
Yeah, they're kind of. It's almost like, so the first time you came in, it was like somebody set up a chessboard, right?
Mhm.
Perfectly, like all of these things were out. Now it's like if you took half of them and tossed them. So you may still have to like dodge here, dodge there, walk around what's left in this room without touching them.
What
if
do they
that's
look
you want.
like?
And
Can I tell?
They're
or-
human sized. This far out, and you're only in a night scoop. They're human sized.
Okay.
They seem to possibly have been statues of some kind. They're in like odd poses, like normalized poses. That's what you can discern from here. If you want to go in, you can get more information.
Do they have any type of like essence to them? Are they ethereal in nature, like a spirit, dark morph, phantom?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out. Are you using the glasses to know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Not that you can tell. They actually look to be. Oh, you don't have your suit on. Through this, you have to like flip. It looks like they're actually stone. The ones that are left here can't move because they're actual statues. And based on what you can tell, they are very destructured. Time has not been kind to them. There's a possibility you could touch them and they could dust. It's like charcoal is what's left.
Well, let's not to touch anything then, right, Tal?
Yeah, general rule, don't touch anything.
On you merrily stroll.
All right. I will make my path as close as very carefully and just try to keep a safe distance from them said spooky statues, I guess.
Yeah, as you walk in, you realize the statues, though of human form, are a little large. They stand closer to like 7 or 8 feet. They're kind of big statues that are on these bases. The air is kind of filled with this dusty, charcoaly fungus molds. It's everywhere. It's the way that ash floats in the air. It's almost like you step in and you can feel it. You can taste it. Lumara grabs Malik's belt loop a little bit and pulls a little closer. It's rather terrifying in here. And Tal, as your eye shines this single beam of light around to help illuminate for everybody, red and black shadows of these massive figures splash themselves across the wall in this rather unnatural and scary way. As long as nobody does anything stupid, you can pretty much walk across. There's no need to roll to like dodge in and out of inanimate objects. No
Why did
throwing
you
of
look at
sticks
me?
or anything.
Why are you looking at me?
Great, perfect. The 5 of you make it to the other side of the room. This space opens up into, you see where the natural light is coming from, a set of windows that look out over the opposite side of the ziggurat. Rather high, in fact. It seems that the opposite side has sunk a little lower, but has some solid ground. And you can see the medical facility through the growth. You can also see from here that the medical facility seems to be between you and the towers that are kind of out there. You will have to pass pretty much completely through it to do it without going through the jungle proper. Soul, you probably, who's got, okay, you've got, okay, yeah, I know which one you've got, Tal. Soul, you see footprints in the dust. You can see a well like tracked path of people that cross in and out of here quite frequently. They all stay though on a very kind of rigid walk path.
Well, seems like we should follow this, and I kind of like point down at the pathway. There's no other footprints like anywhere else, right? It's just that one little pathway.
Correct. It seems to kind of lead. It's almost like you come into a hallway. It has like windows, and it's gonna like hang a left up here, and go into new space.
Yeah, okay. Definitely don't want to not step on things that people have already like been stepping on. So
Okay.
I look at the party like, do we go?
Stay in the tracks, be careful.
Okay.
They
And-
might know we're here already.
You walk in this lovely single file line.
Oh no.
You hang a left and you go down another hallway. It's as if the inside of this large ziggurat is in and itself this multi-tier labyrinth. Small room here that stands empty, sans the darkness that consumes it. But you, as you continue and try to follow these feet, you pass one room. It is large and underutilized in terms of the way that everything else is. And in the center of it is a very large hole.
Oh, damn it.
Soul, as you pass by, you can't help but notice it leading the party. Tamir, you still have your glasses on? This is the hole they're trying to get to.
That's a big hole.
Tao, it's not an ambush because there's nothing planned about it. But whatever rumbles below your feet or whatever Tamir keeps talking about, they're watching you. They know you are here. Your instincts tell you the hair stands up on the back of your neck.
Keep moving.
Do you want to move quietly or are you just going to keep going?
No, I'm gonna go quietly. Yeah.
All of
Okay.
this is quiet.
I am gonna have to get then a dexterity or an agility from everybody to maintain your stealth. Otherwise, you can just walk through, but you might be hurt.
I have a limited success.
A limited.
Infiltration.
Oh, wait.
Would probably also work for you.
You
Paul.
could. I could take an infiltration if that's better for
Well, I
you.
already had a limited success, however.
Okay. I mean, a success is a success. I just.
Oh, thank God. That was for Malik.
Okay.
And then
Towsy.
this,
I'm gonna give you a darkness point.
Cool. Go.
this is for Lamara.
Great.
Give her
That's better.
another darkness point.
Yes, please.
She's the only one that didn't
Please.
make it. Please.
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like the only one that it makes sense to not be quiet is Lamara, but I will give her a darkness
I wish I
point.
could. You know what? If you really want to take the darkness, you can, or you can
Actually,
let Lumara do this.
Yeah, actually, never mind. You decide.
I think, like, Lamara would be distracted here. Like, so she wouldn't, I wouldn't
She can
spend a
feel
darkness
it.
point.
She's
Yeah.
drawn to it.
Yeah.
She's drawn to it, and maybe she does stop. You feel your belt loop loosen up a little bit, and she doesn't enter the room. But she stops at the doorway. It's as if her feet can't carry her any farther. And she just stares in, drawn to this space. And then you see her foot cross the threshold. And she is known. She makes herself known. And she walks in and peers down in the hole. You don't know what she sees. You don't know what she sees. She whispers something. It comes out in this raspy kind of tongues type way.
What the fuck? What is she doing?
And her back arches a little bit. And then she slings herself forward again as she continues kind of talking.
Do I see anything in her?
The horde is calming.
I'm sorry, does she say that out loud?
No.
Okay.
Tamir asked what he saw
Okay.
with his glasses. You see the horde attempting to calm itself as if a herd of children trying to take a nap. They're slowly like wearing down, and like where they were jumping and reaching, now they're slowly, and you watch as she continues and talks to them.
Move quietly now. Lumara is helping.
Okay.
And the horde of darkness below Tamir goes still. And it stops moving. Lumara walks out of the chamber, kind of in a little bit of a daze. She has that like KO swing, you know, that like sway as if you could like push her over. And she walks back over as if nothing's wrong, and continues trying to fall in line.
As she passes me, I kind of like put my arm out to help steady her.
She goes, they were screaming. She has a kind of a tear. You see it kind of roll down her face. And Tal, maybe it's the red light that you're beaming on her face that plays tricks on you, but this inky blackness consumes it as it runs down her very pale skin. And she says, I couldn't hear the song anymore. I had to make them stop.
Thank you. I wipe the tear away.
Can I look at Malik? He's right behind me, right?
Yeah.
I look at Malik and I just mouth, what the fuck? And then I turn back forward.
He shrugs, but you'll notice that he has a hand out, like that ketchup hand, for her to hold. That's it.
I guess we just move forward.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and between probably Malik's help and Tal, there's some stability over time, and she begins to kind of gain her feet. But before you know it, Sewell, you're in the front with the night vision goggles. I'm going to have you roll first.
Okay.
You're going to roll an observation.
Beep.
Okay. You don't see it, but you can hear it. There seems to be voices, real voices, people. Talking. You're coming up on a rather populated area. The air is also clearing up, which tells you that there must be some kind of fresh outlet here, possibly the door you've been looking for.
Does my little pit boy tell me the distance of like how far any living creatures may be?
I imagine you kind of like tune it in for distancing, like you tell it like how far you think the thing is, and it yes, it is somewhere between the radar detector and alien isolation and the pit boy. And
Cool.
it loops, right? And it finally does, and it picks up. There are 4 figures.
Okay, I need to write this down.
Ahead of you, quite a ways. They are standing around. 2 of them are standing around. 2 of them are moving quite rapidly. Like every time it boops around, you see that they're in a different place, and then they go back as if maybe they're moving something, or they're repeating some kind of travel pattern. You're not sure. That's what you know. 4 people ahead of you.
I'm going to just lean down to kind of motion for everyone else to stop, and then I'm just gonna lean back and whisper to Malik there are four. I don't know what the fuck to call it. What do you call
People.
4 targets, 4 people in front of us.
Yeah, 4 bodies.
2 seem to be stationary, and I don't know what the other 2 are doing. They're going back and forth, but they're pretty close.
Okay. What? All right.
Malik,
Yeah.
you think that they probably have comms here, right? Do you have any sort of signal jammer, just in case?
I mean, unless they're shadow monsters.
No, I'm pretty sure they're people.
How can you?
Because I heard them, right?
Malik, a signal jammer would be a good idea anyways. Do you have the one I gave you?
Yes. I just don't know what the rules are on how to use it because I didn't write it down.
That's okay. That's okay. Because here's the thing. I feel like Malik's seen a signal jammer before.
Yeah.
The thing is, you need a signal to jam. It looks like somebody's already jamming signals all throughout this swamp.
Interesting.
Perfect.
In fact, it's a very powerful signal, Malik. I will let you roll a datagen in this case. You probably pop this thing open, right? And you go, and it's a device that you're setting that has a proximity area. That's what this does. And you go to set it up, and as you're kind of beeping things in, you're telling it to pick up on signals within an X amount of radius, and it keeps saying 0 signals, 0 signals. And you immediately know that means that there's no signals here, which means somebody else may be hacking or jamming this area already. So you could try to make a datagen roll to figure out if that's the case and how far they're doing it. You guys have walked into a dead zone and you had no idea. There's no way to radio outside.
Yeah. Okay. Does this jammer provide me any bonuses? Because I actually don't know.
Sure.
What is it?
Sure, I just take an extra die in this case because, like I said, it's not that you're misusing it or need to know how to use it. You're just trying to find out more information in kind of a backwards way because the machine's not working.
I failed.
Great, perfect. You don't know Here's the thing. You don't know how far out this signal is going to jam it. You don't know anything about where it's coming from or where its centralized point is, but you know for a fact where you are currently standing and at least some proximity around you. Most of these will have anywhere between 500 feet to 2,000 feet radius on them. Some more than that. You can get really big ones that go all the way up that they could block you from, say, getting to Coriolis. So, anyways, in this case, this is probably some kind of militarized one. And all you know is that currently where you stand in probably this general area is currently being blocked by them.
Yeah, he looks back and he says, I would, but someone's already doing it. There's no signals here.
Because they don't want to be found.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well then, they don't have comms.
Not necessarily.
They might have short turn.
They just don't have these kind of comms. They could be shortwave. They could be UHF comms. They could be
Cups on strings.
They could be shouting. Yeah, there's different, like, it's not the appropriate time for this.
I don't
but it's,
need
like,
the
different-
technology lesson right now.
and it
What
only
I need to
pops
do
up.
is figure out what you guys want to do about it.
Lamar leans in and goes, I like it when you talk technology.
Thank you.
What are we going to do about it?
She looks very proud. Well, why does it matter?
Why does it matter of what we're going to do about it?
Yeah. Who cares if the radios are down?
Well, no, I meant
No,
four
the-
people in front of us.
Oh, right. I mean, I could walk in there and tell him I'm a doctor. Create a
No.
distraction. Why
No.
not?
No, don't do that.
I am a doctor.
No, I know, but don't do that.
Why not?
Because you could get captured or killed.
But all you're here, you would be there.
Yeah, but then we'd lose the element of surprise. It's a whole. Just stay here.
Would you maybe? Okay, I will stay.
I mean, there's 5 of us.
I mean,
There
can you?
is.
Can
We
you?
don't even know who they are. What if they're the people we're looking for? We're not even close enough yet to know.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say. You're doing great. Can you?
God, you look like mom and dad.
We're just trying to be supportive and not have a full-on breakdown since Laura just went through some
Fucking Ima
business.
Adaba.
This is your future.
Yeah, right.
If Tamir survives, or if Malik survives, rather, this is your future. He does look and says, "Sewell, can you like scout ahead if we're quiet? Like if we stay here,
Yes.
can you like sneak out there and see what they are?
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, how far away is it?
Not far. Just a
Not
feet, like around the corner in a couple rooms. It probably opens up. You're assuming
the
Sewell.
little
The thing.
thingy, the
Yeah,
thing.
use the fiber scope.
This is
I was
all in
like,
character.
what is that? Nunchucks? I'm really unsure what's happening right now. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the scope.
Yeah, the fiber
The
scope.
special scope. Yeah.
It's 5 meters long. You should have plenty of.
I'll let you roll an agility or an infiltration, whichever you'd like. Sewell.
Okay, I would like an infiltration,
Infiltration it is.
and I would like to get close enough and then use the nunchuck-looking thingy to see if I can figure out.
Dude,
what-
you can stand right where you are. It's 16 feet long.
Oh, psh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you
I'll
kind
stand
of round the. Okay, so here's what happens. You kind of round the corner and look because it's where you're at. You're kind of at a corner, and they're just up and around. You kind of peer out. You can see it. The hallway leads straight to this big room. This room is lit with what looks to be like I was gonna say space lanterns, y'all. I am not on my game tonight. Space lanterns. No, it looks to be some kind of military lantern that they like pop up. An on-site like quick light, basically LED, and they're kind of set up along the floor, illuminating this room that is full of crates and what you know to be ammo crates, chairs, and a table. You can like see it through this big opening. And you see 2 people like moving some stuff. And then you see 2 people sitting at a table. They are convening over what is probably crap alcohol. And yeah, yes. And you think you can feed this camera down and get it close enough where is it just a camera or can he hear too with it?
It's just a camera.
Okay. How good are you at reading lips, Sewell?
I would say as an assassin, I'm probably trained in like reading people in all forms. To
Okay,
understand.
so here's what. Well, and you're not that far away. So here's what I'm going to give you. You're going to have to make an observation roll.
Okay.
You'll make an observation roll for me, but you can take the +1 because the camera, as you like slide it down, you see it on like whatever thing you've got it attached to, and you like send Mr. Plumber down. Mr. Plumber goes all the way to the end, and this little camera kind of peers into the room, and you can better see you're at their feet. In fact, you can see the two guys sitting at the table. Roll an
What do they dress
observation.
like?
They are dressed like martyr commandos. They wear the two moving boxes do not wear the same things. These two are what is probably the same martyr commandos that have been infiltrating Coriolis security because they wear Coriolis security attire. The other two wear kind of a different combat armor. This looks to be a little bit more piecemealed together and a little bit more the way like a rebellion might dress. Right? So it's dirty, it's pieced together from different parts.
like
They've
makeshift.
repainted stuff on it, if that makes sense, and pieces of it. These two people work here. You can probably assume that the other two are on some kind of job. More importantly, what'd you roll for that observation?
I'm doing it right now. Nothing. Fail.
Great, perfect. These two men, one of these two men could be the pair that you like saw running through the swamps. That's probability. You don't know. And with that observation, it's very difficult for you to make out their conversation. You think that they say something about clearing out, closing up, and disposing of I don't know, disposing of things. Disposal comes up, the word disposal. That is kind of what you get from it, that they seem to be talking about something. That's it.
All right. Well, these don't look like any friends. I relayed the information about their attire. Just like, they look like two look like makeshift, the other two look like they're infiltrated Coriolis, what we saw before. I can't really make out what they're saying, but it seems like they're trying to close up loose ends or something. They're trying to remove something. So I don't think these are friendlies.
What are they doing?
What are they doing?
Like I said, two guys look to be moving some cargo. That's what
Right.
you can see from here. They're kind of on the far end of the room. You can just see their feet going back and forth. They seem
Can
to
I
be
see
unloading.
where they're unloading it to?
They are unloading it out a door.
At a door?
Out a door. Hmm.
Where
And
are they
actually,
pulling
now
it
that you're further in the room, you can see too, there seem to be bunks here. These might be the barracks.
And where are they pulling it from? Just like in the room?
Yeah,
Just
in the
like
room, there's
random-
like stacks of crates and stuff. They seem to be bringing them out of the door. You don't see where that goes, but you see them walk out the door.
Okay.
And when they come back, they're not carrying anything.
I don't know. They're leaving it. They're leaving the room with it, and then they don't come back with anything. So it must be transporting out of this area to possibly someplace else.
Is there a lot of it?
Is there a lot of it?
The zero observation, there's a lot of stuff in this room. This seems to be like a secure storage place that they've clearly been using.
Mhm.
There's a possibility that these men are moving specific things. But then again, based on the conversation, and they're talking about clearing out, they're trying to get rid of any sign that they were here. They're leaving, Sewell. They're packing up shop.
I mean, there seems to be a lot of stuff. They're not taking everything, but it just looks like they're cleaning up.
Well, then why don't we just sit here?
No,
The
I don't.
longer we sit here, the more likely it is that the people we're trying to rescue are dying.
They might be
I-
If
packing
they
up.
finish cleaning up, that means everything. We need
Right,
to
but
keep
I understand
going.
that. But can you kill one of them?
We'll do what we have to.
No, I mean, like, can you by yourself kill one of them right now?
I can. All of them.
What? No.
What in the fuck?
I mean, I could if
Let's-
you wanted
let's
to.
Let's not do that.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Let's
How
not do-
how would you kill all of
Let's
them?
not do that.
Don't you guys have grenades?
Let's not do that. Okay,
That's
so
allowed. Cannot
so
do
we
that?
just quietly walked over here. If we throw a grenade, that'll give away our position. If we
That's true.
jump in there and start shooting them, and one of them runs away, that'll give away our position. If we
We
If
can
they
make
even
them
make
kill
an-
each other.
How? What?
what? I
Kill
need
each other?
no. I need.
Lumara, how are you gonna do this?
I don't. Let's. I don't.
Uh, uh. So you know how I told you that I bought a pig, you know, for dissection and all that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
Okay, so it wasn't really dead before I bought it.
uh-huh.
I bought a live one because I was trying to test a theory.
Uh-huh.
that-
Okay.
I'm just
I
looking at Malik slowly.
And that I can I have a way of affecting people's minds if they are not strong of will, and I can make them do things.
My eyes are just getting wide and wide, at just staring directly at Malik. Like,
I told you I was an empath.
Lumara,
No.
could you make them
No.
tired,
No.
fatigued?
Oh, like sleep.
Maybe, yeah, sleep.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
we don't
put
have
them
to
sleep
actually
so
kill
we
them.
can go through there.
hold on.
We could
No.
tie them up, take their uniforms. Now we look like them.
Wait, Lumar, what happened to the pig
like that
when
plan.
you tried to do the experiment?
Well, we don't have a pig anymore, Soul.
Well, pigs aren't very strong of will, and I was trying to figure out how to tailor in my abilities. When I
That's-
cleaned it up, I'm pretty
That's
sure
fine.
that its
We don't.
brain was liquefied and came out of its ears.
Okay.
What happened? Did anything happen to you?
I got a nosebleed.
Okay. I'm gonna vote no.
All right.
Well, Malik, this
I
might
used
be
it for
the-
good reason. I just dissected it for parts after that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Lumara, can you try to make them go to sleep?
Um,
Because if we can get them, don't look at me like that, Malik. If we
I
can
can
get them to
try.
sleep, then nobody has to be hurt.
This might be a good option.
I can sure
Do
try.
you want to kill someone right now?
I mean, I can
Tal-
kill.
Tal, do you still have the soul that Sholi gave? Perhaps it could assist how we used it before.
I think that's more of a link to her.
We
I was looking for the list of
we
mystic
realize
abilities.
like what. And like he like nods at Lamara.
Yes, Malik, she's not going to be killing anybody.
Well,
we also
I
don't
won't
know.
kill anybody, I promise. And I've gotten better. The next pig's brain did not turn to
I'm
liquid.
sorry.
See,
Next
she-
pig's brain.
She practiced.
I'm,
I got better.
We
Is
still
this
don't know
normal?
what using that kind of stuff does.
We'll never know if she doesn't do it.
That's
and I'm
fine.
still here.
I'm fine not knowing. I'm fine with
Malik.
you not doing it either.
listen. Ultimately, Lumara, what do you want to do? It's your choice.
Well, I just. Is that a trick question?
No, you have free will.
I
You
really just.
understand the situation you are in right now, and we don't have time to baby step around this. You clearly have something in you that can be dangerous. Using whatever it is you are Houdini doing right now might
Who is
make
that?
it might make it worse, but we don't know.
It
So
might. I could sure try.
I look at Malik like she's willing to try.
I've
Please,
clearly
please,
been
please,
outvoted.
please.
Lamara, it's your. I think it's a good idea if you want to try to put them to sleep. It's better than trying to kill them.
Malik, roll her mystic ability. I've got to pull up her mystic power. All the mystic powers here. I gotta find them in this book. This massive book. General skills.
Oh, that's a yikes.
She not roll well? Hey, that's okay. I have plenty of darkness points, which I get to use, and since this is my roll, she's gonna re-roll.
Okay.
I will use my darkness points. There we
Ooh,
go.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure I know that if they get, I don't think they get a roll against this. Okay.
I would just like to know before you do anything though,
Well, yeah.
what are you attempting to do so we are prepared?
Well, I was gonna sneak down there and get as close as I can because proximity, I've learned, is in fact important. And well, I'm going to tap into their minds and tell them to go to sleep.
Can you do that to all 4? Do you need perhaps us to take out 2 of them so you can only focus on the other 2?
All
That
I
makes
can
it
do is
easy.
try.
Okay, I guess.
Perhaps,
Bloom.
Soul, you should be prepared for a backup plan.
I look at Tal, Malik, and Tamir. Which one of you have a better shot?
Fail.
Okay.
1 success.
I'm going to
No successes. No successes. Okay.
give. What kind of pistol do you have?
I have a
Tal?
Vulcan pistol and an accelerator pistol.
Okay, cool. Okay. Do I see that or are they hidden?
No, one's my my accelerated pistol is in my Vulcan pistol is in my hand.
The accelerator pistol is also silent.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, do you have anything quieter than that?
Okay, I switch.
I imagine it's strapped on some cool gun belt.
I've got like a double holster.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Even better.
Yeah.
Even better. Yeah. You pull it. You pull the other one out and hand it over.
Okay. I'm gonna take my accelerator carbon, and then I'm going to. I have another accelerator pistol, so I'm gonna be like, we have 3 shots here, and I look at Malik and Tamir. Which one of you 2 are a better shot?
Me.
Okay. I give the accelerator pistol to Malik,
Oh,
and I'm like,
he pulls out it. I have one.
oh, okay, perfect. I give it to Tamir then.
You already gave Tamir.
Tamir
an
also has a
accelerator
gun.
pistol
Which one did I give you?
when he pointed at the accelerator pistol.
I don't
Oh.
have a gun.
I don't have a spare gun. Okay, well, you have your mind.
Oh, and this sword. Shunk.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a knife. It's a knife.
knife.
It was just a
Oh,
knife.
Yeah, it's a
okay,
knife.
good. I thought
It's just
I
a
thought I
knife.
give you my sword too. I'm like, did I
No.
give
No, you gave
everyone
me a
my
knife.
fucking weapon? What
No,
the
I guess it's
fuck
like
is
it's
wrong
kind
with
of like
me?
an extended dagger. It's like
Okay.
it's like a Bowie knife.
Okay, well then in that case, I don't give Tamir any. I point at the pistol for Tamir. I point. I'm like, okay. If
Okay, I'm
something,
gonna go now.
wait.
Wait, what?
If something goes wrong, we all need to hit our marks at the
Yeah.
same time.
I'm not one of those, right?
No, you
No.
you are the main plan. We are the backup plans.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You'll do great.
I'll move up so I'm like right behind Soul and
Oh.
we'll...
So my question, Jim, are we all able to Scooby-Doo crawl up this hallway and like kind of see them?
Jinkies, Paul. I don't know. Maybe if you dodge from door to door. Yes, of course you can.
Um,
Of
Oh my
course,
god,
yeah.
we really are the Scoobies though. Think of who we have, whoever.
Samara is full on Scooby Doo.
yeah,
Oh my god, totally.
yeah. So okay, so as we get closer and we position Lumara to do her mind melding thing,
Okay.
I want to point out like who gets who, in case Lumara something fails. So like I'll like point out like that's A, that's B, that's C, that's D. How you
Okay,
get
so
D,
anybody
et
that's
cetera.
going down the hallway has to make a stealth check, which is dexterity or flat agility.
Great guns and
So I'll get one from Lumara as well. Mike, I'm wondering if I shouldn't roll. You've been struggling.
I mean, that's up to
I gotta
you.
fail.
All right, well, let's see.
This is for Malik. He succeeds.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll Lamara. Perfect.
I did it. She failed.
Great.
It's okay.
I succeeded.
It's okay.
Thanks, team.
All right. So
Yay! It's
Lumara-
me and Aris. Me and Tal are the only ones that succeed.
You and Tao kind of creep down behind all of you creep down behind Lumara. You're not very quiet. The good news is 2 of the men are completely distracted. But Lumara is not successful in keeping the two men at the table's eyes off of her. They immediately stand. You hear the sound of the chairs like back. And as this happens, she goes, "Wait!" and kind of puts her hands up. I'm bringing more prisoners.
I immediately hide my gun.
Let's do. I'm actually
so
thinking
glad
this
we
is just
planned this.
gonna be a
Manipulate.
flat empathy.
Could be
Okay,
manipulate.
she failed, or manipulate. I don't think that she is very manipulative though.
Oh, she has 2 points in it.
Oh, so just 2 more die here. Let's add just 2 quick die to that. Hey, she got 1
Yeah.
success. Okay, they stop. This you can see their posture lightens a little. The two men moving stuff stops. With her hands up, she walks closer. She says, I'm just a doctor here at the facility to help with the move. These two men squint their eyes. Sewell, now you can see these are in fact the two figures that ran across the swamp.
I don't know what to do with that information.
And Lumara simply kind of puts her hands forward. She doesn't even cross the doorway. And she says, I'm simply here to remind you that you need to sleep. The guy's like, what? She goes, sleep. All of you, go to sleep. And you witness all of them kind of pause, and they all get that like weird tilt of the puppy dog head. Lumara did in fact roll a 2. One of them rolled a success. The other 3 failed their will save or their will roll. They are not very willful. And immediately the 2 with the boxes drop them. The boxes thud to the ground, whatever they were carrying. And
At
they're
that point,
like,
I come around the corner.
oh yeah, you kind of come around the corner. You see it's possibly working. You hear the thud of something, and these 2 guys are like, yeah, sleep. And they kind of drop to the ground. The 2 commandos in the front, one of them does not struggle at all. He immediately just kind of like slumps back into his seat and fucks his head to the table. The one that communicated, though, is struggling. So is Lumara. And as she continues to try to press against his will with his single success, she does overcome him, but with great effort. And you can see her body begin to tremor and shake with her hands up as she's trying to force him into a state of sleep.
Is he still standing, or
He is still standing. You can see he kind of like he's trying. He knows what's happening, or at least he thinks he's figuring it out. That she's affecting them in some way. She begins to levitate. Her feet leave the
what
ground.
The fuck?
Her hair, as if touched an electricity ball, begins to stand on end, with her hands up. Sewell, I need you to make a check.
Oh shit, balls. Okay.
You've seen this before. It reminds you of something.
No, it
a
doesn't.
creature that you've stared into the eyes of.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. Her hair stands on end just like that creature, levitates just like that creature. Her white lab coat seems to defy gravity in some way on her body. And it's just enough to remind you of that moment as it lifts in your gut and in your throat. You have to catch yourself. This is a will save. To just a wit save. I'm sorry, wit save. To just stay on track. It's just a wits.
Oh, come on. Oh,
okay.
Jeez. Okay.
You have to shake it.
Mm-hmm.
Sewell maybe tries to talk, or you guys are like, Sewell, shoot him! Shoot him! He is frozen. And before you know it, Lumara says, I said sleep! And she lets out this guttural sound as his body thuds to the ground in a very hard way, as if he just goes limp, like a rag doll. She too hits the ground, barely catching herself. She goes to her knees. She's breathing very heavily.
Lumara, are you okay?
I turn around. She looks at all of you. Her nose is bleeding down her face. Her eyes are covered in this kind of black ickiness that is slowly dissipating. And she smiles, this very Lumara smile. And she says, I did it. I told you I could do it.
Malik moves to like wipe the blood off of her face. Like with the
she's a
sleeve.
little embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Like a kid with a runny nose. He just
yeah,
uses
she's
like a
like
sleeve.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna walk past them and walk towards the body and start tying them up.
Yeah. I'm gonna start taking armor off of one of them. And as I get their arms free, I'll tie them and then continue stripping their armor off, because that was a damn good idea.
Are you okay?
Mm-hmm. She kind of like nods, and she's a bit woozy.
Malik is going to look pointedly at Tamir and just kind of like nod at Lamara. He doesn't understand what Tamir can do, but he knows he can see things. And like that's kind of like the... While he's talking to her. Are you sure? Are you like...
I'm fine. That last one, he was kind of a doozy.
You floated.
Hmm?
You floated?
I did what?
You floated.
That's silly.
No, you floated off the ground. Yep.
Well, I didn't do that.
You did. You were floating. We all...
She turns... This is like a repeat conversation. She's already had this conversation
float.
with one of the Al-Assad brothers. She
Float.
turns and looks at Tamir over her shoulder in this kind of worrisome way, as if she's beginning to understand something. Like she's beginning to realize that maybe she's not as in control of herself as she thought she was. Is she losing time? And she turns back and looks at Malik. But I did the right thing, right?
Yes. Let's just for now do it less. For now.
Okay.
Because you didn't mean to float, I don't think. So.
I didn't even know I could float.
Yeah, me neither. So I also didn't know you could tell people to sleep and they would just do that. Cool. And he like goes to pick her up and then again like looks at Tamir and is like helping her.
Tamir,
Yeah.
are your glasses on?
Oh, and he's not taking them off yet. The world is a little
Do you
weird
adjust
right now.
them?
I mean, yeah, probably do a tune back to looking at Lamara as she's literally doing this new thing.
She is crawling with darkness. Crawling with it.
Shit.
It grows every time.
I think Malik, if you look back, and like the brothers will lock eyes for a moment, and he just shakes his head.
You see, like, that for a second, there's that same flash of Malik that you saw in the warehouse where he's livid. And then he just kind of walks with her into the rest of the room.
Can I look at what the crates that they were moving?
Yes.
were?
As you enter the room, because you'll have to like enter to go check out these crates they were moving.
I mean, yeah, I figured I probably was already in the room when I was tying them up.
Yeah. When you enter the room, first thing you notice is the last guy to go down. His something oozes out of his ears.
Is it that black stuff?
No, it's his brain stool.
The other three sleep soundly. Small snores, light whimpers of men having dreams, but they sleep soundly. Unfortunately, the one that fought Lumara lost his battle.
I'm going to pick him up a little bit and like use my boot to like clean up the little goo on the floor.
Yeah.
And then just kind of tilt him the other way so it looks like he's sleeping with the rest of them. Because I don't want Lumara to.
Oh no, the other one is currently being stripped and tied by Tal.
Yeah, no. Whatever. After you strip them, I'm gonna put them all together after whatever you need to do with them.
You may, yeah.
Seeing that, you probably would assume that the one that you're handling is going to be stripped for their armor next. So
I'll just in that case like strip them and then put them in whatever way.
And maybe you dump the bodies or you move the bodies before anybody can see, wiping this goo across the floor, grinding it into sandstone to get it to go away.
Yeah.
As you check out the crates, what you find is there are a lot of weapons here, a lot of weapons crates.
Ooh, I like that.
They match the weapons crate that say you all grabbed before you came down.
Oh, I don't like that.
They don't seem to be moving any one thing in particular. It just happened to be this stack of boxes that were being moved, but you can see just outside the door, if you peer out, this is the way down, out the other side of this ziggurat. It goes down. They are using kind of a makeshift pulley system to send these boxes to the bottom. They are loading it up, it looks like, so if you kind of peer out quickly, into different cargo ships that look to be preparing for takeoff.
Okay. Is there any like good weapons in the crate that we could use?
Nothing more than you have.
Okay.
These are the kind of, Sewell would know, these are the kind of weapons you buy in mass to suit an army. They're not super high quality, but everybody gets one, right?
Right. Is there anything else important in this room that I should look at? Any more crates that I can like peer open that might have anything different?
Roll an infiltration. Because this is, now you're doing like true investigating work. Like you're digging deeper than just like, what's on the outside of these
I
crates?
just want to see, so my objective is to see the crate, and I want to see the armor of the two that were carrying it. Like why they were different compared to the guards. I failed.
Okay. Well, the difference is very simple. It seems like these two men are posing as something. These two men are not. The two with the kind of lackluster armor seem to be part of whatever ring this is working in, and because they're so underground and they're trying to hide behind the order of the pariah, you're guessing that this is makeshift. And based on what you know, if it is true that the white butterfly came here from the first horizon, broke through, and they're here and they're looking to use a fall person or fall people, they have started their own minor rebellion of some kind. These are commando martyrs that believe in something. They're all behind
So they're kind of like
a
fanatics.
common cause. Yeah, they're fanatics. Exactly what they are. They're fanatics. And they are hiding behind the order as the shield and the fall guy. And these guys just happen to be wearing like whatever they could find, because more than likely the majority of the Mando martyrs actually dress like this. These two guys are undercover.
The outfits that they're wearing is a little unsettling. It doesn't, and this is Soul talking, sorry. It doesn't seem like it just feels off. It feels very guerrilla.
I mean, doesn't that kind of make sense?
Well, I with everything going on, I thought there would be some sort of higher organization to maintain all this, but it doesn't seem. It seems like bits and pieces of various different organizations. It's a little off.
Like cells.
It's makeshift armor.
Yeah. So what the makeshift armor they wear, that doesn't represent anything, right? It's just makeshift.
Not from what you can, not with that role. From what you can tell, they have piecemealed this together because they don't have other resources.
Yeah. Okay. It just doesn't look like they have proper resources, which makes me think it's not being funded or organized by something extremely public.
I mean, yeah, that would make sense, right? It's all covert.
I'm just curious in who's pulling the strings here.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, this makeshift seems to lead to some sort of dock, and they're loading all this into it. That could be where they're trying to gather everything before they leave. This whole place looks like it's one of a close-up operation. Just remove everything and leave, basically. Burn everything else. I mean, we saw in that barn, they're just trying to get rid of everything before they can leave. And I think we are running out of time.
Well, that just means we need to stop looking in boxes and make our way down to the medical center.
One of the transport ships takes off.
Yeah, we need to go.
Is there a way that if I look down, is it just like a straight?
There is a scaffolding that leads down, a makeshift scaffolding that they've put in here, and then there's another kind of slope. That's what they're using to send these boxes down to the bottom. Right? They drop it on the slope, it slides down, and then there's a makeshift scaffolding for foot traffic to the bottom.
Okay. Well, we can take the makeshift scaffolding to go down. Or, I mean, this thing is a lot faster, but I don't know where that's going to lead.
Can we see where it leads?
Yeah. I mean, you're sitting at the top and looking down. You can see it's going to lead down to a path that they have created that cuts through a lot of this sunken palace to the medical facility. And then you can see there's a path out the back of the medical facility that probably leads to whatever these towers are being used for.
Is anyone on the path that we can see?
Yeah.
There are a few I should say, people down there that are simply like loading the last of the boxes that have come down the chute. Here's the thing, not all the boxes have arrived.
How many guys are there?
3, maybe. Whatever boxes have come down that the 2 sleeping men were unloading, they're loading it into this.
Are there any boxes large enough to fit our entire group? Or at least like 1 or 2 people?
Yeah.
You'd have to pair off probably. Or
about-
triple up, yeah.
Is there a way to take one of those boxes down the scaffolding?
You're going to take it all the way down? It will be
No,
a
no, no.
precarious climb.
Very heavy.
We are going to get in the boxes and ride down the
that
slide.
bitch down. Yeah.
Yeah, but what does
You
that
guys are about
slide
to-
lead to?
3
It
dudes.
leads down there where they're loading boxes. It
Yeah,
No,
leads
but
there's
is it like a
3 people.
public area though, where if you go there, they're all gonna
There
the 3 people are gonna
it
see
is, It is an open piece of land where there is now a vessel.
right?
There's like a cargo ship, and there are 3 guys that are collecting the boxes coming off the slide and putting them in the ship.
Yeah.
That is what is
Or-
down there.
We can walk down the long path where they have time to notice us coming as people.
I mean, did you
or
not take
we
the
can
armor
get in a
for
box
purpose?
They
and
end at the
slide
same place.
down.
Paul, they go to
Yeah.
the same place.
I know that. I'm saying though, with the boxes, if we go and what are you gonna do? Open the box and see 5 people in the crate?
Surprise.
Yeah.
Soul? What if you stayed back here? Let us go down and be the distraction.
He's the big
So you
rifle.
are in fact a sniper. And you have a bird's eye view at the moment. A very good one. And they don't know you're here, at least not yet. Now, maybe when they're done with those boxes and more boxes don't come down, they might. You've got about 2 minutes, maybe, to make a decision.
I start unloading a box as quickly as possible. Lamara,
Oh.
help me with this box.
Oh, okay. She was already she was like, I want this one. This box has like color and things on it. She's like, okay. And she starts helping you unload the boxes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna prepare my sniper and just like find a good vantage point.
Come on, what are you doing? Are you gonna just sit there and stare at us unloading these boxes, or are you gonna do something?
Malik is staring at the 4 bodies that are on the ground for like probably too long, and noticing that one of them isn't breathing. Before whatever Tal says jogs him out of it, and he starts helping to unload.
Malik, I got us a box.
Great. I'll take that one.
And and Tamir and Tal, you can have this box.
Do I have to push them down? Is this like okay?
Yeah, you're gonna have to basically push them, and they're gonna go
Okay.
down to the bottom.
I'm like, all right. Well, who's first?
I jump in.
Captain.
Yep, let's go.
I look at Tamir.
He'll carefully, gingerly get into the box.
I will close that.
It's
thing.
it's just big enough to hold the 2 of you.
Oh, he's such a big
I
boy.
kind of like, yeah, I kind of like curl up in his lap a little bit.
Yeah, that is
Gun ready.
personal to say the least. And there's like a minute where you're not sure why they haven't pushed you yet, or you're not going. It is an awkward tight space as the lid is like hammered back down with the end of a gun, to like put the nails back in place to make it look solid.
I don't want to push him just yet, though. I'm gonna leave him a little awkwardly there for a minute, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna go over to the other box and prep.
Wait,
Malik in.
Lumara pulls it empty up just behind it, so they're kind of in line. She gets in very excited for box time. She squats, waiting.
And I'm like, Malik,
He looks to the pile of bodies again, and then back to Sewell, and then points like in a way that Lamara can't see because she's all, cozied up in her little box. He points to the one that's not breathing, and he says,
I just shake my head,
He nods and then gets in the box.
and then I will bam, and I'm gonna knock on both the boxes, and then be like, "You sure you want to do this?"
I mean,
I like whisper
I'm on,
into,
so let's do it.
I'm already nailed back in.
I'm gonna just kick the box down.
Okay, I do need a strength check. You move 2 people in a box.
Yeah. Oh shit! Come on.
This is such a
Can this be a force?
I
Yeah.
kind of like
Sure.
brace
Yeah, you
myself
kicked
on the
it.
box.
I'll
like,
take a force.
I feel like Tamir is now like as soon as they go down, his arms are wrapped around Tal.
Well, let's see if I
Like
have
it's
the
a
strength to push
horrible
it.
To
roller
push it,
coaster
yeah.
ride.
Let's see if it.
Okay,
Okay,
then it's
you
a kick.
do.
Awful.
The 2 of you, there's that moment of pause again. Both of you are like, is he gonna do it? And then there is a kick on this thing. Thud. It rings out like thumping on a bowl with a goldfish, and it's super loud. And then before you know it, there's a moment of tip, and you begin sliding down this slick, mossy slide. We might hear a minor squeal from Tamir as he wraps himself tightly around Tao. As they blindly slide
he
down.
hears
probably-
giggling.
Yeah, 100 feet, 120 feet. Just it's basically a water slide. As they down. Lumara looks down as it hits the bottom, and she goes,
I will prep Lumara's next box. I mean,
"You're
I
not
made
gonna
their
go
box.
with me, Malik?"
No, he's already in.
I'm in
He's
it.
already in.
Oh.
You guys are already in the box. I already nailed it down. So I'm gonna prep it, and then I'm gonna like just do a little knock. Are you guys good?
She sits like a crouched rabbit in this cage with you, just very excited to be sharing such tight quarters.
We're good.
And she says she says, while we're here, I wanted to tell
I'm gonna
you.
kick it.
Okay, roll another.
Fuck.
Great. There's a large thud, and maybe because it wasn't right on the edge, it was not enough. And there's a large thud, and Lumara waits for it, and it doesn't happen. She goes, "Oh, good." So what I wanted to tell you was that Tamir,
I'm gonna run and kick it again.
he told me. Go ahead and roll again. He told me that I did something to
Fuck.
you. Another thud. The box moves like just a few more inches.
Can I get like my rifle
Use
and
your
like?
fucking hands, soul.
Okay.
He's gonna have to
Okay.
roll a force no matter what. He's
Yeah.
got to pass it to get you over. I imagine that it's just like scooting. Like,
I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna do it again. I'm gonna keep doing
and
it.
she goes,
Okay. there you go.
and Malik told me that I might have done something to you, made you sick, and I really want to make sure that I can fix that. So I'm gonna just, and she leans in and lands a kiss on you. And as she does so, she's gonna roll her mystic power because she is healing you.
Of
I
what?
can imagine the soul just like fucking box, move.
Yeah, you pace up. Shit. And on the third one, the box tips over the edge just as Lumara kisses your face, and there's this moment of like lack of gravity as this box starts down the slide and your stomach slipped, and something happens to you, Malik. Other than the fact that you're in a box kissing your kind of
What a
crazy
life, man.
girlfriend. Kind of crazy girlfriend.
Just a usual Thursday for me.
When you reach the bottom and there's a thud and your lips are no longer locking, you feel lighter. The things that plagued your mind, the darkness that was there, the doubt, the things that have afflicted you seem not as important, or at least not as impactful. You're unsure.
Okay.
You're at the bottom. So I'm guessing you take Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna overrun and keep an eye on everything.
Immediately as they hit, we see you in that perfect pose.
I will take a quick moment to be very sad that I didn't get to ride the slide. And he does like a sigh.
You can still prep a box for yourself and jump
Right,
in.
you're gonna have
Oh,
to
is there
get
more
down.
boxes?
You still got to come down to the
Dude.
bottom. There are tons of boxes.
Do
You're
I
gonna
have
what? You're gonna
time?
take the scare? The stairs?
Yeah,
do it at-
you're
you can do it at the
supposed to.
end.
You're supposed to
Okay.
snipe and then jump in a box and take a ride down yourself.
Okay,
That
so-
is the.
Do I have time to just like prep it and then do Overwatch, or should I do Overwatch, or is there not enough
You
time
kind
to
of
do
look down at them. I would say you probably want to do Overwatch first. Once
Okay,
these
I'll
guys
just
are
do
dead,
that.
then you can ride a box to the bottom.
Okay.
So
I would have said that we would have had all the boxes prepped and ready to go before we started moving.
and
Yeah, I'm gonna go Overwatch. Pew, pew.
yeah, you go into Overwatch and wait. The boxes thud, and then Tal and Tamir, you feel a massive thud against your crate. What do you all do? Now you're locked in boxes. Or nailed in boxes.
Why did we nail ourselves in the
No,
box?
I feel like I wouldn't have nailed it too hard. and
No.
I would've-
You may not have completed it, but it's still somebody's gonna have to like press the
Yeah,
lid up.
okay.
You know.
Okay.
I lean back real quick, give Tamir a kiss on the cheek, and I say, help me push. And then I immediately start trying to push the lid off with the intention of pushing the lid off and then immediately drawing and shooting whoever's in front of
I would say then you probably use your feet.
Yeah.
You kick the box lid off that way that you could sit straight up in kind of a single motion. If you use your hands, you're going to have to, it'll be two. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I still need a force.
I essentially just brace myself against him because I'm practically laying on him anyways.
On him anyways, yep.
Let's see. Yeah.
From this kind of weird Spider-Man angle with her, I imagine there's like a big spoon, little spoon stitch. And she like puts her feet up. And
my
she
favorite tropes.
Right. And she says
Tamir's the little spoon. That's
it only
fact.
took us 2 episodes to get to the romance and a few boxes later. And you see her kind of look up at you because, you know, there's that thing. She like kisses you on the cheek almost upside down, like, and she kicks this box lid open and it pops open, flies off with quite a bit of fervor. And Tal sits straight up and you're going to take a shot.
Yeah. And I already have my eye going.
You do.
So the first person I see is essentially
there are 3 men down here. There's one currently in the back of this transport vessel and 2 that are like moving the boxes. One of them's very close. He was coming to grab this box.
Okay.
Or 2 of them were coming to grab this box because it'll take 2 men.
Hold on. I gotta copy and paste that thing again. +1. Okay. And then
yeah, because I think you get 2 for the eye, right?
I get 1 for the eye.
You get 1 for the eye. And the gun, I don't think gives you any benefit. So you would just make the range combat attack with a +1.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Give me
2
a
successes and the crit is a 1. Is that critting on 1 success or no?
Well, they've got to roll to see if their armor negates. So, or how much their armor negates. So their armor, they're not in the full armor suits. So, okay, they did not get any successes. So what is the damage range on the gun?
2.
2. So they take each take 2, or this one person takes 2 to the chest as you come up. You realize they're not wearing armor because you can't cargo box lift in armor, so whatever they're wearing is rather light, like leathers and fabrics and canvas and stuff, and you shoot one right into his chest. Immediately the other 2 turn and reach for weapons.
What's the crit rating on your weapon?
It says 1.
Okay, so you have 2 successes, which means one of them is a crit. So you can roll.
Oh, that's right.
So roll 2d6s.
D6. Yeah, 2 D6. You might actually get some more damage off.
So 54 is internal bleeding.
Yeah.
This first guy you hit, you actually hit him right in the gut, like a gut wound, and it probably goes through major arteries of some kind, might even break out a liver, and he immediately falls to the ground and has to hold his insides in.
That guy takes -1 to his rolls and will fall unconscious in D6 minutes.
I was about to say, he probably is going to fall unconscious much sooner than that. 3-minute time, he's going to be probably a dead man. But he doesn't seem to be a problem. He is just trying to keep his guts inside his body at the moment, at a -1 nonetheless.
And then at that point, I would turn.
Yes, you kind of probably stand so to make room for Tamir to stand. But we actually are going to cut because all of the. Oh yes, let's get Tamir's move and then we'll go back to the other.
Oh well, Tamir would stay like as soon as she's up, being just. I mean, look at her.
Sure. Why not?
Amazing, right? He just stands up. He has not drawn his fucking gun.
Okay.
What's he gonna fucking do with it? But I think he's maybe. But he's positioning himself like he wants to see where everybody is. And making sure that he is, if she's facing one way, he's facing the other.
Sure.
Like a body block.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah, absolutely. You stand up in that very cool way where I don't know why it reminds me of that scene from Mr. and Mrs. Smith where they're in the like Costco Mart or whatever, and they're like back to back, and they're just like blah 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 blah. It's just like that.
When you stand up, you notice that Malik's lid is still on.
Yes, the lid is still on. You don't know why. Maybe they can't get it off.
Maybe they're not trying.
Maybe they're trying too hard. Who knows? But you don't take a shot, right? On anyone. You don't actually fire the weapon.
No, it's not even drawn.
Great. I'm actually going to cut to Sewell because you were in Overwatch. You see Tao pop out of this box, and you finish. You see her shoot him right in the chest, and he falls to the ground. The other two men turn and grab for their weapons. Because you're in Overwatch, I'm going to give you a chance to take a shot as well, without them knowing you were there.
I would like to shoot the furthest one.
Sure, the one that's actually in the back of the ship.
Which do they look any different? Like, are they any of them look more
They
menacing?
seem to be pretty average dudes. Like I said, these are not wearing armor because they're moving boxes, and you can't do that kind of manual labor in like really bulky armor. So these guys just are doing grunt work more than anything.
Yeah, I'll just shoot whichever is the furthest. Do I just do ranged combat?
Yes, ranged attack. Cool.
I'm gonna give you a darkness point.
Did you add the plus for your gun?
Yeah, you get bonuses for the weapon because of the scope.
Is it a +1? Oh yeah, okay.
But also, what is the plus for your gun itself?
It just says +1 bonus.
Okay, so at the top of the thing, you got to add +1 up there.
Okay, and I will.
Would you like me to be kind and let you? Actually, before you do that, roll 1d6 for me because you would have had an additional d6.
Okay.
So just roll 1d6. Because that may take this from a failure to a single success.
3.
Okay, it did not. Now you can use a darkness point if that's what you like.
Okay, yeah, I'll use it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So.
All right, limited success.
Okay. Let's see. They're gonna roll to negate. This person's gonna roll. They don't have, like I said, much armor. Anytime now. Roll 20. No, they fail altogether. So they'll take full damage. What is the gun?
The gun's damage is a 3.
Is a 3. This guy, you watch, this is a carbine weapon. This is a rifle, and is a powerful sniper rifle. And as you hit this guy in the, actually, hang on. I might do something fun here. Okay. The judge has been on your side, Sewell. So I'm not going to play the punishment card. Not going to play that punishment card. Fine. He takes 3 damage. Oh, wait.
What?
What? Nothing. The fire shot goes off. It hits him in the chest and basically tosses his body deeper into the kind of like cargo bay of this vessel. The other guy does draw a weapon. Now we cut to Malik and Lamara. Which one of us are going to try to break this open?
I feel like Malik was hoping someone else would do it. Like, if you see the size of Tamir and the size of Malik, he knows which one is physically stronger. So, like, he has... like a turtle, right? Like he has his knees and hands pressed against the box, and he's trying. Oh, he's trying.
We could just wait.
That's what I was really hoping for. This was just a show so that
we don't have to open the box.
I was just gonna hold it here so that way if he opened it,
here
just like they'd think we were trying to get it open.
Yeah. Oh, the lid.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Cool. The camera cuts to the guy with the gun. Lamara and Malik choose to stay in the box because they don't have the strength to open it.
Good decision, though.
Probably.
They don't have the strength to open it. I have not forgot about our corruption bars. Don't you forget, Nick. I got big plans for those corruption bars. Big plans. And I'm so glad I've got 2 of them because I'm going to be using both of them. This guy draws a gun. He fires. I have a character sheet for this. Boop. Yes, he does. He's going to fire at Tal. Because
Where is he positioned?
out in the open.
But like,
So when you popped up out of the box, the ship is off directly to your right at about 3 o'clock. There was one guy in the back of that, which is the one Sewell shot. There was one guy directly in front of the box. Like he was going to pick this box up. So that's the one Tao shot. The other guy is kind of, he's more at like 10. He's at 10 o'clock. On the clock face. And he's kind of the last one left, at least in terms of this. He does get a 2 success. So Tao, what is your armor rating?
It is. I have. Where is it?
Are you wearing any armor? Is I guess the next.
Oh, I have a
thought you had
+2. Yeah, I was looking for it. I couldn't find it on my
That's
sheet.
okay.
It's +2. It's
Okay, so
+2.
roll 2d6.
Okay.
Every 6 that you roll negates a point of damage.
Yeah.
So the Vulcan carbine does 2 points of damage, so you only take 1.
Okay.
So you'll take 1. It probably clips your shoulder. You see this happen. It kind of tears away some of Tao's flesh, maybe even splattering right on you, back to back. Nothing but a flesh wound, Tao. Nothing but a flesh wound. He's a bad shot. We'll kind of loop, I guess, back around. All of you get a chance to make an attack again.
I will shoot him.
I thought so. Sewell, I'm also going to give you a shot as well.
Okay. Do you want me to just roll or?
Yeah, both of you. Because this is the last one where you're both going to shoot at this guy, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Darn it.
Hey, look at that.
Woo!
Damn, 3 6s. Okay. What we see is a Tao fire a shot and miss. Maybe it was the same arm, like the wound has made her a little unstable. Sewell, you have this shot. This is easy. He's out in the open. This is what you do. So Healy's going to roll that lovely 2 to see how much he negates. None of it. Talk to me about your critical damage.
How?
What does it say the crit range is on the weapon?
Oh, so it says 1.
Okay, so that's 2 additional points because you had 3 crits. The crit range is already covered, so you have 2 additional ones. Plus, what is the damage?
So the damage is a 3.
So 5 points of damage.
Plus, roll 2d6 twice.
Correct.
2d6.
Yeah.
I got 21. Now,
So-
I also have the Executioner perk, which lets me flip it.
Yep.
Am I allowed to know what the 21 is first before I
Yeah,
decide?
so 12 is disoriented and they're stunned, and 21 is broken nose, they're stunned and they lose points to manipulation. So either way, that way they're stunned.
Okay, I'll just do the broken nose.
Okay,
That sounds more
you're
fun.
gonna roll again.
Oh.
Yeah, two crits.
Oh, okay. Roll 2d6. 56.
So 56 is severed artery in the leg, and 65 is pierced heart.
Ooh,
I'd go with 65.
I like 65.
I
Yeah.
thought you would.
They die.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't matter how much damage this guy does because you pierce straight through his heart. A dead-eye shot with a critical, 3 critical success.
I just want to say, the lethality of Coriolis comes out in the critical hit chart, and
Correct.
they rub it right in. This literally says, 65, pierced heart, fatal, yes. Your heart beats one final time, create a new PC. They straight up were like,
Nice.
they're like,
That
here,
is
put some,
cool.
they're like, put some
Get
salt.
wrecked,
Yeah.
players.
The other one is
Ouch.
so the 2 fatal ones are pierced heart and crushed skull. Crushed skull says the same, and it says you are instantly killed. Your adventure ends here. Create a new PC. They are pouring salt in that wound.
Well, then I'm glad that that's not this case. And Tal and Tabir, you feel that massive shot ring out and right past, probably brushing Tal's hair as it pierces this man's heart. You see him take a breath. His heart pumps blood out, and he falls face down.
I turn and salute Sewell.
So, would you like to ride a box to the bottom?
So I would. However, I would like to have a quick moment where,
Okay.
as he pulls that last trigger, Sewell has kind of like a slow-mo motion where he just takes a breath, and he feels kind of weird. Although he's killed multiple times before, he feels very different in the sense of pulling this trigger. He has a bit of a shiver and has like this gut-wrenching feeling before he gets up to he snaps himself out of it and gets up, and then he just kind of like feels dazed, and then he just runs back to the box and prepares to.
I am not even going to make you roll for this. You tell me how you get to the bottom. You rolled the final shot. You killed it. Look like a badass on your way down.
So I think Sewell isn't gonna close the box, obviously.
Of course not.
I don't even think he's going to go in the box. He's gonna leave the lid on. He's just gonna like
Try to ride it down.
Yeah, just ride it down like a skateboard, but like holding it like very tight and like I don't know, like low crouch ninja surf down the thing with the sniper like on his back.
And you watch as he rides this box to the bottom like a surfboard or a skateboard, all the way, and it comes to a thud, and Sewell very easily like jumps off of it and takes his kind
Does
of
he
place.
land on the top of the box carrying Malik and Lumara?
Sure, why
because
not?
that's better.
Sure, why not?
I'm down. I'll jump and I'll land on the box on Malik and I'm just gonna look down like, what the fuck?
You hear a knock.
Help!
I will kill him. Like
Stuck inside.
I'll jump off and then I'll
To
Pop
pry
it
the
up.
box off. You don't have a problem. You put this lid in place.
Oh man, we couldn't from the angle.
It was
we were in there.
really on
I
there.
popped it off very easily.
We couldn't
You're
get out.
both
It was
bad
just,
liars.
It was
Come on,
I'm a
let's go.
doctor. Okay. She stands. Okay.
I'm actually-
and I'm kind of.
Actually, I think we're the two best liars on the team.
Actually, on the team, she's a great liar, but
She's an empath.
Yeah.
Find out.
yeah, she's really good at lying, but she's also doesn't want to lie. Like she doesn't
Yeah.
have the heart for lying. She doesn't use it for manipulation purposes, not really. And so Lumara and Malik kind of step out. There are bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Open boxes everywhere.
I'm going to start grabbing bodies, throwing them in the boxes.
I'll help.
I'm gonna
And
close
put
the
them on
lid.
box. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
put 'em
guys
on.
take just a few minutes. Toss these bodies into boxes. Put the boxes on the transport. And you can
Yep.
see it. The entryway into this facility, makeshift pieces, almost like stepping stones through kind of soggy bog area that lead up to it. It is definitely made of the same kind of general sandstone, but it feels more like a medical facility. Square, very square around the edges, no decoration, nothing really special about it. And time has not been kind to it. There's an entire wing that seems to be partially collapsed here or there, but there is activity on the inside. Yeah, there's activity on the inside. And as Lumara kind of brushes herself off and takes the walk of shame, as she begins to follow behind, Lumara goes, ah, and she kind of falls to her knees and begins grabbing her ears.
Malik
She-
will stop.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Ow. Tamir. There's this ringing that starts in your ears. I need everybody to roll a wits.
Everybody?
Well, these three.
Okay.
Anybody that's a mystic needs to roll wits.
Poop.
Hey.
Oh, perfect. You rolled. Is that her roll? That
Yeah,
one?
that's her.
Perfect. Then I'll take the first one because that's better. Okay. Everybody succeeds. For Tal and Tamir, it starts out as a ringing and slowly begins to turn into this kind of melodic song.
Is it familiar, like the hum of the artifacts?
It's different.
I
This
know
is
this
purposeful.
song.
From the
Mara,
voice
I
of
know this
someone.
song.
She goes, you hear it. She's still grabbing her head as if it's a little painful. She goes, it's ending the song. It's coming to an end. Can you
Okay.
hear it?
I grab her on the shoulder. I say, Lumara, we will get to where the song is coming from. Come on. Let's go.
She is struggling. She didn't roll as successfully as all of you. And she says, You can hear it. Can't you hear it? And I think if the both of you take a moment, you might actually be able to make out some of the lyrics for the first time. Words whispered on the air in this silent song. What you get is this. The voice sings, the fragments come together, 1,000 faces for the shadows. My children, my beloved, hear my song and become it. In your darkest hour, hear my song and defend it. Sing, brothers. Sing, sisters. Sing it. And the 4 or 5 of you stumble towards the entrance of this medical facility. Nobody seems to be around. And as you get to just the point where you might actually cross into the doorway, you hear the sound of a vessel, a ship, whirling up. And something amazing rises from behind the medical facility. A blue and white vessel shaped like a butterfly. It is not of any technology you've ever seen in your lifetime, and definitely not in the Third Horizon. It takes flight, hovers for a moment, blowing all of your hair back, pressing dirt and everything away. And the white butterfly takes off once again. Something out there, maybe the darkness, warned them that you all were coming. The white butterfly is once again lost to the Third Horizon, leaving behind in its wake only destruction.
Well, shit.
Mirror,
So-
did you get that?
Yes.
There it is. You saw it with your own eyes.
We gotta hurry.
Is she okay?
You mean Lamara?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is she okay?
She looks a bit dazed and very weak at this point. Whatever it's like whatever ringing in her ear is like it's messing up like everything. When you have inner ear problems, right? It just really fucks up everything. And so she seems a bit disoriented. Like she's trying to drown this song out, but it is just like it's tearing away at her skull.
You said there was a ship here, right? Like that was.
Yeah, it looks just like the cargo ship that was out front. They're kind of pretty standard. It's whatever they were moving all of this cargo out of the swamp with.
And then we see the medical facility.
You're at the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we go in now?
Well, I have a question. Is there any physical manifestations of the emissary through Tamir's glasses?
Interesting.
Because he's been leaving residue.
Yes,
From
but it's
the
only really been
warehouse?
Lumara that's seen it. You kind of flip through your glasses. You do see other things, like through the walls.
Now I regret asking.
Like what?
You see through all of the walls. You see this is a medical facility. You see kind of the normal stuff. It's like I don't know why. It's kind of the way that it's always portrayed. Like Superman's X-ray vision goes through like layers and layers and layers, and you can see through buildings. But like first it's the framework layer, and then it's this, and then you can go through right. It's kind of that thing, and you keep going, and you kind of tune in on the one setting that seems to let you kind of see through. There aren't as many people here as you thought. In fact, it's rather empty. Except for a room full of beds. There seem to be people lying in them. There seems to be one room that people are kind of moving around in. There's about 3 or 4 of them, maybe. And then there's a separate room that only has 2 beds in it. figures also lay on these beds. That's about all that you can kind of manage to see in terms of like the population of this place, and who is actually here. As for the emissary, no, you do not pick up on the emissary's scent.
Tamir will go ahead and relay that information.
This means you didn't go this way.
Umar goes, or it means he's not here anymore.
Or either way, he said there are some things over there. We should probably go take a look at what those are.
Right. Yeah.
Tal, do you want to move forward or do you want to prep that
Yes,
ship?
let's go.
Oh, okay.
And you head into the
Dot.
medical facility.
Before we head in, are there any? So this is the only building, right? Is that correct?
There are some other like small facilities that probably is like storage, because again, they're using what's left of what's around them that hasn't sunken down. You do know that there is more accessible, but it seems to be on the back side of this medical facility. Like you have to pass through it to get to it.
Does Malik see anything with an antenna?
Interesting. Roll an observation.
So many character sheets. I'm gonna give you a darkness point.
Oh, you didn't roll so well. Okay, y'all. I'm not gonna be able to
I
use
failed.
all these darkness points before it's over.
I failed.
Okay. Out here, you don't seem to see anything. That signifies that there is a transponder or something that's blocking signal outside.
Gotcha.
You head in. They have added power to this facility. The door, though kind of molded over, the glass definitely stained and from time, slides open.
Is someone gonna go in?
Yeah, if Soul doesn't go in, Tal's going straight in past him because I don't
And
know.
if Tal moves,
suddenly,
Tamir's moving.
suddenly we've
I'll move
decided
in.
that we're waiting.
Well, I was just waiting to see if there was any more dialogue in between. But yeah, I'll move in.
Gotcha.
Maybe all of you do. The five of you stand there like, okay, here we go.
It opens up.
And Tal takes the first step in, followed by Tamir, and I'm probably Sewell. And as you enter the space, it is a medical facility, but this is a research medical facility. Who pulled the files the first time around on this place?
Tamir.
Tamir.
I hacked it and handed it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This facility was originally put here all those years ago before this happened as a correction facility, a place to help mystics, a place to get rid of their sickness. There were a lot of experiments probably done here, a lot of obscure treatments tried all those years ago, and it was shut down because of the level of cruelty in which this facility was used, not to mention the fact that it also sunk into a swamp.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's it. Just so you know, walking in, like as you walk in, this is not a hospital, so there's not like a lobby where you might have checked in. This is like going into any other institution. You walk in, there probably was glass before where somebody would have sat behind it. It's a tiny, small space. You can see a door to your right that leads down probably tiny, sterile hallways that go into mass amounts of room after room after room where people were tortured under the guise of science and medicine for years. And there's a possibility that they have reinstated its initial purpose.
If I don't run into anybody, I'm keeping an I want to first off try to track if I'm gonna try to follow the song, really.
Okay, to try to like ride through the song.
Yeah.
I think Tamir also can see where people are. He can actually see through the walls, which is a real plus for all of you.
Yeah, and to you and I talked earlier specifically about this song. Not everybody realizes Tal has heard this song before. Upon her first brush with her mystic powers, she heard this song through the ether. I'm not entirely sure that she knew who it was singing, but I'm pretty sure she's figuring it out.
But here the emissary is, one of 5, who has been singing for weeks, crying out to mystics all over the third horizon. A requiem.
And I will essentially follow the song
as well as you can, and you begin kind of walking these halls. You realize that all of these doors stand open. There was stuff here. It's that feeling of kids clearing out for summer vacation, papers left behind, boxes unneeded, the important stuff discarded, the important stuff taken, right? Even though it's a repurposed facility, they have cleared out the majority of these rooms. And as you get to the end of one of the hallways, this song ringing out ever clearer, it repeats that same lyric over and over, and Lumara continues to struggle. Now, a single tear runs down her face with the amount of pain that she's feeling in her head, and she keeps saying, you can hear it, it's the last, it's the end, it's the end.
Lumara, when we open this door, you might have to save this guy.
She goes, but what if I can't?
You can. Lumara, you told me no what ifs. And I take a tea dose out of one of my pockets and I put it in her hand.
I'm gonna play a card here. The Lady of Tears. I'm gonna play a song. This song, as you kind of get to towards the end of this hallway, is getting clearer for you. And Tamir, it looks like the first room you're going to go in is the one with the many like tables. But you begin to see that some of these rooms have also been exchanged into cells. You can smell the filth, the body odor, death, rot of skin and flesh. But no people yet. And as you go to reach for that door, Umara is struggling to keep herself upright, rather distracted, but isn't in fact Sul. Sul, you did something a few hours ago before we got to this facility, before we ever got to the ziggurat. You said a prayer.
I did.
You said a prayer. And prayers are delivered by the messenger. The ghosts of Xene claim to be the messenger incarnate, a collection of their physical form here in the third horizon. Some call it blasphemous, others think it is possibly a saving grace. But you see something that you have never seen before. Some would call it a ghost. It appears before you, and the world around you slows. Tao reaching for this door handle. The figure, though relatively translucent and a bit ghostly, does have human qualities to some degree. 2 legs, 2 limbs, but they are strangely still a little different. Elongated and obscure around the top of the head and kind of the jawline, very much designating that it is not human, though it is trying to be. And you recognize this as the ghost of Xene, the emissary that you have been seeking. And it speaks to you. It doesn't move its mouth. It doesn't talk, but you can hear it in your head. It says, I heard your prayer, Sul.
What the fuck? Okay.
You did pray, did you not?
Yeah.
Yes, I am the emissary, Sul. The one that I hope you are seeking.
Okay.
And he says, I
look
must-
around.
Yeah, you're like, everybody, and they're all like super slow motion around you, as if the world has kind of stopped.
Are you doing this?
To some degree. Time and space work differently when you are
Dead?
like us.
Oh, okay.
And when you say that, a smile comes across this emissary's face. Yes. When I am dead.
I thought I just died. Okay.
Again, a smile, no opening of the mouth, just a smile. And he says, you are an interesting choice, Sul. But I must deliver a message to someone who is listening. Not to a mystic. And he says, I have 4 siblings. They have fled Coriolis and Xene. They are hiding amongst the stars, and you have to find them, Sul. You have to protect them. You and your family.
I mean, the stars is pretty big. Do you where exactly? If you can point in the direction, maybe.
He says they would not be safe if I knew.
How would I find them?
How did you find me?
I followed them, and I point to the slow mo of like the crew.
He says, well, then I suggest you keep following them. Sul.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
Your
this is really
path
weird.
Yeah, it is really weird.
Yeah, for Sul, this is
You're like,
it's
am I
not
tripping
it's not
balls? Like,
comprehensible for him.
yeah,
He
you're
can't
you're
comprehend
speaking
it.
to a literal ghost. This is the last of his energy. And he tells you that. He says, I have gathered the last of what is left of me
Wait,
to give you this message, Sul.
Okay. What's the message?
To find my siblings.
Oh, okay.
Or the third horizon will fall. And what you know will be no more. The first horizon waits.
So you're not here? Or
I
are you here?
am fading, Sul.
Well, don't fade. Come back. Like, we need to.
And you can see it's there is like a lightning. It's kind of being fed, and he says, I cannot. My time is served. They got what they needed from me.
What? Where are you?
And now the secrets lie with one. The priestess.
Priestess.
Sul,
What? Yeah.
I am sorry for what is coming.
Wait, what's coming?
Revenge. Find my siblings, Sul.
You again? There's not much going.
Goodbye,
Wait,
Sul.
do I? Are they gonna go back to normal, or do I just? How do
And he begins to fade until it is all gone, and the world seems to like.
And I open the door.
Yep, and the door clicks open, Sul, and there's this moment where you're just like, woo, and slung back in. And as the door slings open, this room smells of death. Flies from the swamp fill this space. Every body in this room is dead.
I think instinctively, as soon as he smells that, he's gonna ready his rifle and just point it down the room.
Malik stands in front of Lamara.
Yeah, I essentially open the door, gun ready to shoot if I see anybody.
Yeah, Lumara covers her face. There's no one in this room. This room was meant to be left. She goes, but they're all dead.
Are there bodies?
Yeah, 12 of them laid out on medical slabs. They've been tortured, experimented on. They are emaciated. Some of them have very clearly been beaten to some degree. They have markings around their wrists and ankles where they've clearly been chained or kept for a while.
Is this the room? Well, I guess, is this the room that we saw Jalisa go into earlier, or was that a different room?
You saw Jalisa pass by the hallway you just left. Like you were seeing through
Okay.
Akasha's eyes, and like she passed down this hallway. So you're getting very close.
Okay.
This is not the room. You didn't see her go into a room necessarily, just kind of cross across a T hallway.
Gotcha.
But you seem to be in the right place. But this room stands empty.
I'll continue.
Malik like looks at his wrist, like I think he has one of those like data. He's got a personal data thing too. I forget what it's called. But it's the holocron thing. He like swipes it like, you know, like a smartwatch. And he walks into the room. And he pulls up his shemagh over his face and walks into the room, and he does the same thing he did in Lumara's padded cell, where he like hits a few buttons on his watch and like takes a scan of this room and saves the image to his watch. So you see like this wireframe of like blue like lines just sort of whoop out, and then it like rotates and then whoop back down, and he has saved a 3D representation of this room.
Lumara probably follows you in, and you all see her in a rather pensive stance as she kind of goes body to body. And she's kind of talking to herself, and she says, I don't understand. How could anyone do this to people? She's probably never seen mass torture in this way. Death has always been a normal thing, and this is not normal. These people died out of the cycle of life, and as a doctor, she recognizes the pain that they went through. She can feel it in the air. And it moves her.
Tomorrow we might be able to save one more.
She kind of turns and she says, we didn't get to them in time.
Not these. I don't see Sholly here.
You do not. And you head to the next room down. Tamir, you do know that this room has 2 bodies on slabs in it and 1 active person.
I open that door.
There's somebody
Gun
inside there.
raised.
You
I know
open
who's there.
that door. So is it? Okay. You open that door, and there's this strange moment in time where everything lines up. Visions of the past, you now realize, are visions of the future. And something happens. As the door swings open, you see a strange rip and tear in time over the emaciated, rather pale white body of the emissary that lies limp, arm hanging from the side. Whatever has happened to it has created a rip or tear in time. Across from this medical slab lies a woman. Next to her stands a woman, helmet off and on a table, and she finishes pushing liquid into this IV that this woman is attached to. And as the door swings open, she reaches for a gun at her hip. Jalisa, of course, we've seen this moment in Tal's mind. And the camera follows the gun at point range as it turns, and she points it at all 4 of you. So, oh yeah.
As she hears, as soon as I open that door, I already know it's on the other side. And I say, Jalisa, stop.
She turns, the gun is at ready. She looks down the barrel without hesitation at all of you.
She sees me with a gun pointed at her too.
Sewell, you have not seen this person in a long time. A long, long time. You know that face? You know those eyes? You know that ferocity? And she looks dead down the barrel. And your sister says, what the fuck are you doing here, Tal?
I'm here to save the person you are trying to kill. If you
What
let
are you
me do
talking
it,
about? I'm not trying to kill her. I'm trying to save her.
Quick, GM.
What'd you put in her?
Name? What was her code name?
Her code name was
Black Widow?
the Black Chameleon.
Okay, thanks.
you're killing her. I could feel it. And I'm starting to walk closer. I'm trying to.
He doesn't budge. She says,
Jolie.
I'm not killing her. She says, what I'm giving her is a fake drug to make her look dead. She says, the only person in this room that's dead is the emissary. And she points the gun from you to the dead body of the emissary and the massive tear in time that floats above his body. She says, I stood here. I watched them torture him until the darkness was so bad it ripped a hole in space and time. They know that there are others. And Jolie knows where they are.
Okay.
And they will do everything in their power to assure that she tells them until she is dead.
I lower my gun.
Let's get her out of here right now.
Your sister at that understands, and she clicks it. So have you stepped in the room yet?
I would have been kind of right behind her, Tal.
Tal
kind of
steps.
like just
Okay.
waiting.
Tal probably steps in. It's that beautiful camera moment where Sewell now stands in the doorway. Leek and Lamara and Tamir not far behind, but what was a click of the gun into safety quickly points once again at the doorway. And what the fuck is he doing here?
He's the one who got us this far.
I lower my gun and I'm just like, Black Chameleon?
Polaris?
He fully lowers his gun now. It's like, and then I see.
He does not.
That's fair. Do I see the priestess?
You see,
I'm moving to
Jolie.
pick her up.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you go to pick her up. Jalisa's got some personal things here she needs to deal with. You kind of left her.
Yeah.
And just never talked to her again for like 10 years. She goes, she doesn't say anything. She keeps a gun on you until all of you finish your business.
For a split second, there seems to be like a break in Sewell's face, but then it immediately reflects back to his natural habitat, and he immediately raises his gun and points at Jalisa.
She steps in, the two of you now standing probably barrel to barrel. And she says, I don't know what you're doing here or why you're with my sister, but I have worked very hard to keep my family safe. And I know what you do, and I know who you work for.
Used to work for. He works for me now.
And I like point the
as
gun
I
at,
pick up Jolie.
I point at how I'm like, listen, I don't know what you're doing, and there's a lot that I'm learning right now. But this might not be the time to be pointing the guns at each other. Perhaps we can talk after we leave.
Ooh, she looks at you intently like you're right, and I don't like it that you're right, so you shut your mouth, and she, blah, 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 and she fires off into the ceiling.
Yes, that's very helpful.
Funny enough, you've seen Tal give Tamir the exact same look.
But I'll tell you this, Sewell. She's aged great, and she looks good.
Yeah, Sewell probably takes a moment to like try to, again, he doesn't understand these feelings.
Right. There's a lot of conflict right now.
So he's just like,
and she steps into you with a presence of not being scared of you. And she gets almost kind of nose to nose with you, and she says, next time I'm going to put them right inside you. And if you fuck my sister over, I will shoot you out an airlock and watch until your body floats into darkness.
Sewell, for the first time, cannot make eye contact and looks away as if he's afraid.
Like, really in your space.
And
it's your ex, right?
He's gonna mutter, just like, it's nice to see you too.
She goes, ah! And she like clicks the gun in, and she looks around at the other two, and she goes, and who are these? And why is she, and she goes, we have to get out of here, and we have to do it now.
Tamir, Malik, Umara, All right, let's go. I'm already holding Sholey halfway out the door. Like, let's go.
She goes, I'm Jalisa. I'm Tal's sister.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Can I walk towards the emissary's body?
Of course you can. The air crackles with lightning.
Tamir wants to see this so bad.
There's nothing stopping you from going over to see it.
So Sewell
they were doing stuff, so
Sewell feels very drawn and kind of hypnotic towards the emissary's body. And is this rift like kind of dangerous? Am I like do I
It is
sense,
definitely a smidge unstable. It was hard to make out kind of what Jalisa was saying. You know what, Tamir, you could make a roll on this. I'd let you it's kind of your mystic ability. Excuse me.
Bowels. Okay.
Sure. But Lumara might be able to help you.
Nope, we're good.
You and Sewell and maybe even Lumara walk over. Again, she is devastated at the death of a creature like this. This being that came here to help us has been tortured to the point of death.
I think Sewell. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, at a 2 mystic power, you can still feel it in the air. Somebody used some kind of extreme mystic power to rip from the emissary the information that they needed, and in doing so, made this rift in time. Trying to pull such power and information from a being like this, and using that kind of power, caused this cosmic tear. Something super unnatural. Their body lays not even emaciated, down to the bone. Their face open and jagged. They've clearly sucked the life from this creature, or from this being. Its mouth lays open, and Sewell, I think as you get close, because they spoke to you.
Yeah. He's going to walk up as close as he can and try to hold. He's gonna try to go and try to hold the limp hand of the emissary. I don't know what the emissary looks like. Do they have a hand? Or?
It has a hand. Yeah, it does have a hand. It's frail and thin, and is okay. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna read this because I think this is the body looks a bit mummified. Only Sewell. Actually, no, I'm gonna just let you all. I guess I'll let you all see this. As you stand above the emissary's mummified body, the steel bed suddenly begins to shake, and soot in the air forms a whirlwind. A shrill high note intensifies inside of each of you, blocking out all other sounds, and you feel yourself begin to vibrate in tune. A throbbing headache sets in, and your skin begins to crawl as the whirlwind of soot and dust suddenly begins to envelop the whole room. It appears to all of you as if your body and the room itself vibrate in harmony, and you experience this moment of perfect stillness. From this corrupted face of the emissary, jaw open, emaciated, terror eye sockets, this fire bursts forth from the emissary's dark eyes and mouth, and all of you are kind of blinded by bright light as the ground beneath your feet disappears. And you feel like you're transported somewhere else, far away for a while. As you regain your senses, Sholey in your hand still, the 5 of you are surrounded by a terraced field. Outdoors. Sunlight. And around you are high crops. Farther down in the lush green valley, you see a small group of white spherical buildings in perfect rows. The pale sun chases each of them across the sky. And on the horizon, 3 enormous ziggurats reach for the heavens. A wind chime can be heard somewhere off in the distance. And then you hear singing behind you. A spot, someone approaching as you cross the field. Approaching as you cross the field. The song is in a foreign tongue, but it moves each of you deeply to your core. Though the singer itself seems rather ordinary. A short, androgynous-looking person dressed in a long yellow robe with simple floral embroideries in white and gold, held together at the waist with 3 simple white ribbons. A red shawl covers the shoulders, and a simple hat in mealy colors protects the shaved head from the sun, and the tattoos of scrolling veins on the forehead and cheeks, contrasted in gold against the black skin, frame a friendly smile, but a weathered face. The singer bows courteously and addresses you, leaning on a rather short walking stick. Sewell, this is, you would know because you have faced them before, this is the emissary. Again, they stand at a distance and stare at each of you, making eye contact, recognizing who you are, that you heard their song and you came. The singer looks up towards the hastily darkening sky. It begins to roll in. A thunderstorm comes rolling down the mountainside, and wind picks up as a gentle rain begins to fall. And you hear the emissary simply say, "We do not have much time." The enemy, they have advanced their plans much farther than ever expected. And the Taoan incident was simply the beginning. The white butterfly will continue to chip away at the barricade you built all those years ago. Its agents are awakening here in the third horizon, and my siblings are in danger. I'm sorry that my song was not strong enough to reach you sooner. Together, we hope to stir your forgotten memories and ready you for a coming storm. But the winged shadow threatens everything. Thunder again rolls in the background, lightning strikes. I am sorry, I'm simply an echo of my true self. But without the others, the song will never be strong enough. And without our song, there is no hope for the third horizon. The sky is no longer blue. It is black. I have to go now.
Where do we go from here?
What do you need us to do?
I know that you have questions, but I cannot answer all of them. I have given Sholey something important. Something that nobody else can have.
Kind of clutch her a little bit tighter to my chest.
Can I try to reach out?
They are very far away. They're at the other end of a
Okay.
field. You're not even seeing their lips move. Again, it's all in your head. You're just seeing their figure stand there in stillness on this cane.
Okay. Soul tries to like gather himself. He seems very shooken up. He's gonna say, "I've got your message, and I'm sorry that I couldn't hear it in person.
He says, do not.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
He says, oh, yeah, you say, I'm sorry again, maybe under your breath.
He keeps like repeating it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The emissary says, there is no time for being sorry. My life was destined to be lost. It is my fate. The butterflies sought to destroy me by sapping energy from the darkness. But something is about to break through. Do not fret. We will meet again. But you must return home now. This singer bows again, and with this blinding flash of light, you find yourselves back inside of this room. This energy that kind of came out, this dustiness from the emissary is sucked back into the body, and the rip and tear in space stands there once again. Unfortunately, the energy pulled back in, these powerful winds and the rooms, and this ripping of darkness that unfolds, tears the emissary's bodies to shreds right in front of all of you, as if it is a slip of paper. The dark flaps gather to form this kind of grotesque pile in its place.
Everybody out. Come on, let's go. And I start
heading. Yeah. I start heading out, and as I leave, I just kind of like my eyes linger at the body, and just he's just a little lost in thought, and then just snaps back and tries to catch up with the group.
As we go, I say, Jalisa, do you have a ship?
No, I was going to take one of theirs.
I already stole a part. We know where one is.
Yeah, we should go this way. She gestures. There are people down that way.
Okay.
And she says, I know I have a lot of explaining to do, but come on. And she tries to lead you out. I'm sure her and Sewell fight for who's first. At least she wants to make sure she's in the front to lead the group through safety, for sure.
After that, Sewell's a little passive, but he's still alert, and he's gonna be trying to more than likely. Because I mean, look, you got Tal and her sister running front. I'm not gonna get involved with that. Sewell's gonna kind of lean back and kind of cover the rear and make sure no one's following us or anything.
To be fair, my arms are full. I am carrying Sholey.
She can't shoot anything.
I can't shoot anything.
All right, in that case, I will keep a safe distance away from Jalisa, but kind of like keep my head down, like, oh fuck.
Yeah. You begin walking, Tao. Something in the darkness shifts. It's always coming to find you. Priestess Sholey in your arms begins kind of jerking, and this kind of foam begins kind of coming in and around her mouth. Her head is jarring backwards. She seems to either be having some kind of reaction to the medicine, or she might have been given too much.
Lumara, what's happening?
I don't know. What did you give her? And she's like, I don't know. And she's like, you don't know. And so Lumara runs over. Mike, I know who you are. If you wanted to make a metacurgy roll to see if she can try to diagnose what's happening.
I did give her a T-dose.
You hit her with a T-dose?
No, you gave
Lumara the T-dose.
Lumara a T-dose, so
yes,
she
correct.
has it, unless she's put it away, she still has it in her hand.
Yeah, she's got a T-dose and a med kit, like that's what she's been carrying. So let's get that metacurgy roll and we'll see what she knows.
So metacurgy, kapow. 2.
Okay. She kind of she goes, you got to put her down.
So I put her down. Gently. Yeah,
gently. She's kind of like jarring on the floor, and she's like, hold her head. And Lumara begins like checking her pulse, and she's like, she's fading. Your sister is like, of course, that's what the drug's supposed to do. It's supposed to make her look like she's dead. And Lumara goes, I think that you overdosed her. And she hits her with this T-dose. You watch as her body like jumps with this T-dose, and her body's still convulsing. It doesn't make a difference. And Lumara's like, there's not anything that I can do here. I have no way to clear her system of this. I don't have an antidote. And she looks at all of you as Jolie's body goes limp. And the last image we see is Priestess Sholey on the floor between all of you, her head laid to the side, the last bit of foam kind of dripping from her mouth as she lays dead on the floor of this medical facility. That is where we end tonight.
Nah, balls.
We will pick up next week with our grand escape from Kua, hopefully, to close out this campaign.
You mean this season? That was episode 22 of Void.
Yeah, Lightning has it right.
That was called Requiem of a Ghost. That was episode 22. Next week is the finale of season 2 of Void. We've said it before. If you guys want to see more of this show, if you want to see more show in the future, tweet at Freeligon on Twitter.
Please let them know how much you love
Let
this.
them know about this show. Tweet them the links. Tell them all about it. And we will be sure to bring the show back. That being said, if you are new here tonight and you haven't caught up on the show, you can do so by checking out on YouTube. But all that aside, let's go around, do our introductions so we can go record our after show and decompress after this. We'll start with Dot. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I am Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. I have a Twitch channel and a Twitter and the usual socials, as well as a YouTube, and you can check it out. I roll dice and I play games and I get to tell stories with cool people like this when they let me.
Hell yes. One day you'll learn that command, Joey. Speaking of which, Gnome...
One day you'll put the fucking command in the goddamn channel, Mike.
Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I don't know. Use exclamation point gnome and find out.
No, use exclamation point void and find out. It's the name of the show.
My name is Gnome. You can
Oof.
find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at nomadic. Yeah. That's it. We're good.
Perfect. Aris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Eris Savad. I make stuff like dice trays and bags and all sorts of stuff. I also talk shit with Gnome most weekday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern time on his channel at twitch.tv/nomadic. In fact, tomorrow you can find me hosting hopefully at least most of this beautiful cast of people where we are going to talk Void Brew. Where we have our, morning after we've had time to process and dream about space and think of all the things that, oh God, there's so many things that happened. Anyways, yeah, we do that. We'll do that tomorrow morning. So you can catch us there and we can talk about it. We can, we need to talk. Can I say the thing about Monday? No?
Oh.
Can I say the thing about Monday?
Yeah. Well, why not? Go for it.
On Monday, we're gonna start an hour later though. We're gonna go at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna be joined by Swords Fall.
Nice.
Oh, fun.
So I am really excited about Monday. So definitely join us on Monday too. So
Hell
that's a fun thing I got to announce. I got to announce a thing. That's it.
Fantastic. And last but not least, Paul, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hello, my name is Paul. You can find me at Inlet123 on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube's, all the stuffs. Yeah.
Perfect. If you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by subscribing here on Twitch or over on our Patreon for all kinds of fun exclusives, including the after show that we are about to go film right now. If you guys want to join us and discuss this game, the best place to do that is in the Discord. Links for all three of those down below. And because Paul hates it, despite the fact that he paid me to say it, I'm going to say it again. We'd like to thank our show sponsor, The Awkward Company, which is a media company focused on elevating content creators and assisting in their production value and growth. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much to The Awkward Company for sponsoring this show. That being said, we're out of here. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.